Jamar Chase dropping wads all over the field. What a quarterback performance by both these guys. The AARP Bowl ended up being pretty damn entertaining for a Thursday. Let's get into the details of this game, talk about Jamar Chase, and then we're going to go over all the NFL trade rumors that are circulating around Breece Hall, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, Olave, AJB. The Fantasy Football Show Thursday night recap show, amongst other things, show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So this was quite an entertaining game, and no one, and this includes me, that's not even a full screenshot of the entire game. Let me recapture the damn screen real quickly. Let me get these quarterbacks in here. Look, I got asked a couple times, Smitty, should I start Aaron Rodgers? I apologize to anybody I didn't say start Aaron Rodgers. One was a Darnold question, I believe, if I remember correctly. Look, Aaron Rodgers looked like a bad start toward the middle of this game. Scored a quick touchdown, then started looking pretty bad. Threw a couple INTs. Kind of a running joke even in our Patreon. Like, is he throw another interception here? And then Rodgers, of course, Bengals defense, it started to work out. 249, 4 touchdowns, 2 INTs. Rodgers had a good day. Freiermuth, 111 and 2 scores. DK Metcalf started off hot, then did nothing. 3 for 50. How's Rodgers? I bet you if somebody's watching, like they're working tonight, and they're like, I got DK tonight. I haven't checked the box score yet. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdowns. DK's going to go crazy. And DK ends up catching a big 39-yard catch at the beginning of the game. Very fitting he caught 2 more passes, 50 yards. Absolutely non-existent. Jalen Warren, had a couple of Jalen Warren questions. I apologize if I didn't tell you, Warren, or if I did, congrats. If I didn't, some of the questions were tough tonight. 127 on the ground for Jalen Warren, 31 yards and 4 catches. Nice little outing there, but this is where the magic is over on this side. 16 catches for 161 and a touchdown for Jamar Chase. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Mashed potatoes!
Are you kidding me? I mean, the fact that we're talking about no Joe Burrow and we're still getting our hands on a 161 touchdown, should have had a lot more, although you never know. 23 targets. Look at this. 23 targets tonight. 23 targets. Mom,
I smell meatloaf.
I need a whole healthy dose, a whole rack of meatloaf tonight. Chase Brown, 11 totes. Don't look at the yards yet. Only 11 carries. I'm sorry, everybody. Chase Brown's just not doing. Wait a minute. He averaged 9.8 yards per carry, 108 yards. Okay.
Mashed potatoes!
And Chase Brown looked back. This could have been a lot better line. No one's saying he went out and destroyed. He only had 2 catches for 8 yards. Let's hope Flacco and Chase Brown start getting a little bit more familiar with each other in the passing environment. But this 11 carries for 108 looking very spry against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. It was a very, very nice rebound for Chase Brown owners. Hopefully we see more of that going forward. Joe Flacco, 342 and 3 touchdowns. Nice little outing for Joe. Look,
Stock on the run.
all Bengal players are back on the rise. All Bengal players are back on the rise. I think it's safe to say that this is a potential buy low success story for anybody that bought Chase Brown low. Not saying that that's a fully lock, to go back into full value situation, but Jamar Chase going back up. T. Higgins had 96 and a touchdown. Could have had a lot more in this game as well. This is a fantastic outing. This is a very, very, very good Thursday game. We usually do not get good Thursday games. So fantastic for any of you that had any players tonight. And I wish I could have said more Aaron Rodgers recommendations. Who would have thought that was going to happen? That was crazy. Bengals win. Chase goes to the moon. Chase is absolutely doing work. This guy's going to Jupiter. Jupiter. Just unbelievable game, to be honest. We'll talk about the NFL trades in a second. Let me hit a couple of these. Let me hit any of the high dollar super chats. I always tell you guys I'll hit these first. Flea Nice dropping a $50 holler.
Give me $50 holler. Get by the brother Smitty. Give me $50.
Thank you, Flea Nice. Appreciate you dropping the 50 wad. Lost Joe Burrow and Chase stack, as we know. So I benched Fields and picked up Flacco for the new stack. I love it, bro. Is this the new stack? The Flacco stack? Look, Flacco played fantastic ball. I mean, he looks really good out there. Up 83 points already. Need 2 of 4 of these running backs. Bill, Woody, Harvey, Sharps, full PPR. Guys, can we vote for Flea Nice on this one? I'm going to say Bill against the Cowboys is a fantastic start. I think Sharps is probably the safest second play. If you hear or if we hear any good Woody news, no pun, no pause needed, any good Woody news, any news about the Woody coming up here in the next week, we will have to change this to Woody Marks. But I do think Sharps at this moment is the right if Flea Nice keeps dropping wads with that team, it's the right play. It's the right play right now. And let me get these out of the way real quick. Trade away my Quentin Johnson for Tyler Warren and Quentin Johnson for Rashee Rice. Quentin Johnson. I would take Rashee Rice. I definitely think that would be. I love Tyler Warren, but I would take Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice could be a top 12 overall player, as I ranked in my top 12 ranking video. Chase came up huge for me. 16 catches, 38 points. Absolute lambasting. And if I could redo my top 12 ranking video, Chase probably goes in the top 5 or 6 right now. Seeing Flacco deliver was a really, really amazing. Good call on the Chase Brown Smitty to the moon. Well, let's hope Chase Brown continues to play well. That wasn't exactly, premium Chase Brown production, but it was good. 100 yards, I'll take it. Vidal over ETN in London. I'm going to probably say ETN, but you're not crazy to go in any which direction on that one, bro. Lamb Hendy or Jacobs Olave. Give me Lamb Hendy all day long. It is what it is. I think Hendy could rebound, or it's not even rebound, but surface for the first time. And Olave's not making me not want to do that other swap there. I'd take Lamb all day. Offered ETN and Myers for Scattaboo. Love Scattaboo. ETN and Myers for Scattaboo. I'm fine with this. Be free. Trust your gut. I'm not going to talk you out of this. I will say I might lean ETN, but in a week from now, I could change my mind. If ETN goes out there and shares all the carries with Tootin this week, you'll be licking your chops and be patting yourself on the back. Need 2 flexes. Hendy, Vidal, Judy, Bam, Knight. Depends on Bam's health. I think Vidal and Bam will be smartest if Bam is set to play and there's no potential limitations. If not, I'm probably going to go Hendy or Judy, and we might need to take that into the week. Right now, if you had to set it and go, I'd probably say you might not want to keep going down this road, and that's fine, but I'd probably throw Hendy in there, I suppose. Start 3, Quentin Johnson, Ladd, Tet, Devontae Smith, Golden, Sharps. Ladd and Tet for me, that's the easy call. They're both, potentially top 15 wide receivers. So I like that. That's the way I'm going to roll there. Appreciate all you dropping the super chats. Your boys caught up. I'm keeping up with the supers as they roll in. Flea Nice, appreciate you with the $50 hauler, my boy. We got Rise Above with a super chat. Chase to Jupiter. Let's send him to Jupiter one more time. I agree with you, my boy. Rise Above
to Jupiter.
His team seems to be rising above already. And then we got Charles with a super chat. Charles, appreciate you. Charles says, got offered Cook and RJ Harvey for Sharps and Kyron. I'd probably rather have Sharps. Chat, vote on this. Cook and Harvey or Sharps and Kyron. He's 5-1. You could almost, I don't know. I'd probably say Kyron and Sharps for me, but I would love to get the chat vote on that one. Chat, vote, please. Let's go with the group think on that one because it's super close. Should I take this trade? I was offered CD and ETN for Genty and Rashee Rice. I take, man. Woo! I think I go Genty and Rashee Rice. but that's a really, really, really close call. Appreciate you. I put in all the work to gain edges. Some of my grandma starts Fryermuth to cover the buy, not to be all entitled, but I feel I deserve a break from the variance this FFL season. Thank you, Kurt. Appreciate. I don't know if this is a pep talk speech or what, but Kurt, I appreciate you with a $10 hauler. Let me sing it to Mars if it'll make you feel better. I don't. I'm not sure if that helped, but bring your jacket. It's cold. Okay, let's dig into some of these. Do we hit the Chase Brown button? It was a 100-yard game, or are we not satisfied enough to be celebrating and hitting buttons and such? I'll let you guys decide if we hit the Chase Brown button. Dynasty, Henry, and MHJ for Bucky and Ayuk. If it's Dynasty, come on. Of course you trade Henry. He's got almost no value in Dynasty. Start one in flex, Vidal, Henry, or Fannin. Now, in redraft, I start Henry. In a typical setting. Obviously, you don't have Henry. I was going to say you can't use him this week. Vidal over Hendy. I'm sorry, that's Hendy. Vidal over Hendy and Fannin. Yeah, Vidal. No button, no button. Hit the button, not yet. Hit the button. Kind of divided. I don't see enough hit the buttons. But the problem is, what if we never get to hit it again? 100 yards is good, but he scored like 12 points. It was nice to see. I feel like we got signs of life. Maybe we hold off. I feel like we can't celebrate. I do feel like that. Hitting that button's like, we crushed everybody. Look at you. We're laughing at you. And I don't know that this was that performance. So I kind of agree. We'll hold off. Start one in the flex. Vidal. Thank you for the super chat. All right, I'll get to the rest of the super chats in just a little bit. Let's talk about this situation right here. We've got a bunch of players that potentially could be on the move. Not all of them will be. Maybe even one or two end up getting traded. The first one on everyone's mind is Devon Achane. A lot will depend on the next couple of weeks or week where we see what happens in Miami. How do they play? How do things fall apart? Do things fall apart? Is Miami Mike McDaniel going to get fired? Do they move Achane before they fire Miami Mike McDaniel? Or do they move Achane, or they move Waddle, or do they move one of these players and then make Miami Mike have an even tougher uphill battle so it makes it even easier to fire him? Who the hell knows? KC is a very, very likely landing spot for a guy like Achane. KC, we're hearing rumors of Arizona wanting a potential running back. We're hearing rumors of all kinds of teams that are in dire straits for an RB. We're hearing Seattle. Seattle is the rumor of the day. Seattle, potentially, according to an ESPN report, is interested. And if Achane's available, Seattle will go after him. I know that's not what Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet owners want to hear, but this is why Kenneth Walker has been a go get rid of this player right now type of advice for the last handful of weeks. Hopefully you got rid of him. You probably won't be able to get rid of him now off of this news. Not even if the news doesn't come true, it's still lingering. And until Achane gets traded, people will wonder if Seattle will acquire him. 5 gifted memberships by Zach McLean. Appreciate you for dropping the 5 gifted memberships. If you got a membership, please thank Zach. Zach, thank you very much, my guy. I appreciate you very, very much for dropping that. Anybody else that dropped any memberships, if I missed it last show, I apologize. KC, Seattle, LAC is interested in a running back. That would be horrible for Hampton's long-term value. Arizona has been linked to being a team that might go after a running back. I think Washington will consider it if the price is right, even though they just don't seem to want to commit to running their bill. I just don't know. And then Houston is still in the mix of potentially wanting an RB. You have Chicago still in the mix for wanting an RB, I think, although Swift is playing really well. So maybe they don't, unless, let's say, Swift has 2 bad games in a row. Remember, the trade deadline is not here yet. So if Swift were to have a really, really couple bad game or whatever, they might look to move. We don't know. So here are the potential landing spots for RBs. I don't know that. I think Achane has more of a likelihood of getting traded than his counterpart. His counterpart is Jalen Waddle. There's a couple Mickey Mouse reports out there of people that don't really look at much. They just post whatever they see. A couple of big name, they're not news people, but they're big name accounts. You know, there's no one there that has experience of any kind. But there are people that have pretty big Twitter accounts, pretty big IG accounts. They've gained a lot of followers. They're not any sort of news organization, but they pretend. A lot of people pretend to be in this space. No one has experience. No one has a resume. No one's done radio. No one's done writing for a publication for a long time. No one has any experience at all. Everyone just calls themselves an analyst. Everyone just calls themselves a news aggregate or a news source, or that they have sources. There's no credentials anymore. There's no credentials. There's no resume. There's no putting in hard work. I've been in this industry 24, 25 plus years professionally, and it really does irk me to watch everybody pretend to be an analyst. They're a paper tiger analyst. They're a paper tiger news aggregate. They're a paper tiger reporter. Nobody earns anything anymore. I've got a big IG. Oh, what do you know? I grew my IG. That was shocking and unexpected, but I'll just claim that I'm an analyst now. I'll just claim that I'm a reporter now. And a bunch of these pages have said that Jalen Waddle removed all the Miami Dolphins from his Instagram and social media. He never had it on there. So these reports about how, you know, he's removed everything. He might have had one or two things somewhere and he took them down. I don't know. But everybody taking this and running with it, I don't know that there's anything here. Not suggesting that he wouldn't or couldn't get traded if they're trying to clean house and figure out what to do going forward in Miami. But he's not necessarily a central focal point of this team to get rid of him. So this report that's floating around out there is kind of a mess up error, if you will, on behalf of those researching and posting this information to suggest that he's pissed off, removing everything from his social media. He apparently didn't have anything on his social media regarding the Miami Dolphins. So I don't think that he's in the trade discussions as hardcore as an Achane is in Miami. I think Achane's very tradable. I'm not saying it's smart for the Miami Dolphins to trade him. They're just probably not going to win anything anytime soon. So they're trying to build. They're not trying to spend a lot of money on Achane. Running backs are players that get injured over time rather quickly. And they're just afraid that the workload might be too heavy for them to get him firing on all cylinders by the time they're ready to win. Breece Hall is probably the most likely player overall to get traded. Why? Because the team is crumbling, collapsing. They need to do exactly what I described. Clean house, start rebuilding. And this guy's going to cost an arm and a leg to keep. They didn't extend him walking into the season. He hasn't exactly delivered fully on what they would want and see enough to give him an extension. So those two pieces alone, not giving him an extension, the staff there, if they even keep their jobs, did not bring him in. Okay, so this is not their guy. He's made it public that he doesn't deserve the extension. He needs to earn it from this staff. He hasn't done that. As humble and nice as that is to hear, he doesn't seem like he has a dog mentality in this locker room anyway. He says he's got to earn it. He's not getting the reps and the work that he wants. And so then he strips or starts speaking about this team in a different way than everyone suggested Waddle did. Breece Hall is literally saying, free me, free Breece Hall, hashtag free 20, free 20. He's putting hashtag free number 20 in his social posts. He's putting all kinds of cryptic stuff up that they want to hold you down, that they can't. Free Breece Hall, free 20. He wants out. So he wants out. Waddle isn't making it clear he wants out like these bogus reports are reporting. Breece Hall does. Breece Hall didn't get a contract extension. Breece Hall is going to command a bunch of money. Breece Hall can get you a nice return, and he's too old to build around, even though he's still got a couple years left for sure. He's too old to build around. They got to get rid of him. They're going to get rid of him. Which one of these teams is going to bring in Breece Hall? The going team right now is probably KC from the public's view, from Vegas's view, from really anybody with an analytical mind is going to say, let's go KC. Chargers are in play. But the one team that he's referencing, Breece Hall, is the one he's hoping to go to. Oddly enough, and it makes sense because the Cardinals always do this. They get players at the tail end of their career. Not saying he's there, but the Cardinals. Because he's posting on his social media, crossing finger emojis, tagging Zonovan Knight, a.k.a. Bam Knight, the running back for the Cardinals. They played for the same college school. They played together at New York in the New York Jets situation. They played together on the Jets roster, and he's Instagram posting, tagging Bam Knight and saying fingers crossed, heart emoji. So I'm not saying the Cardinals are the best landing spot. I'm not saying that's where I want them to go. I'm not saying I'm even excited about this as a Cardinal fan, because I don't want the Cardinals to ruin them. The Cardinals ruin almost everybody they touch. I don't want the Cardinals touching Breece Hall. This isn't something that I want. I'm not peddling this because I want it to happen. I, in fact, do not want it to happen. I want Breece Hall to go somewhere where he can get tender love and care. I don't want to go into Arizona where you got Benson wasting away and they haven't even used him properly and they've waited this long. Who knows what in the hell is going to happen. Now, could he survive in Arizona if he does land in Arizona? I do think he could. But I don't know that where he wants to go is where the best deal is going to be struck. So just because he puts a crossing fingers emoji tagging Bam Zonovan Knight, Arizona Cardinal, former teammate from the New York Jets, played the same college, lots of ties to Bam Knight, crossing your finger emoji, just because he posted that doesn't mean that's where the deal will be most lucrative for the Jets to execute upon. So Breece Hall, we think KC, if Seattle's interested in a speedy wide receiver or running back, pass catching running back like Achane, they're most certainly going to be entertained by the idea of Breece Hall. Chicago getting the most out of Swift right now might make them back off, although they might regret it later if Swift gets hurt or things don't go well. Or if things don't go well the next week or so, they may still say, let's take a look at this and get just another weapon so we can offload the responsibility off of Caleb, because Caleb can't handle it. Caleb is winning because of his defense, because of special teams. Caleb could continue to maybe win at least enough games to be a very competitive team and improve and maybe walk into next year as a very competitive team that takes another step forward if they've got a running back to offload some of the responsibility. And not saying Swift isn't doing his job. Don't read me wrong. I'm merely saying Chicago is a team that may or may not look based on the production of the running attack as we go into the next week or so. Washington should be looking at Breece Hall. I love Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. They clearly don't. I'm not saying he doesn't tear it up against Dallas. I'm not saying the Washington Commanders don't turn over a new page and say it's all JCM. We've seen it before. We're only 6 weeks in, entering week 7. So Washington could flip that page. Remember, Jahmyr Gibbs didn't even get used until week 7. So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt's walking into the exact week that Jahmyr Gibbs finally got work. Bucky Irving didn't play well until week 10. Consistently well until week 10. Bucky Irving didn't really start until week 13. So Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt shouldn't be given up on. I'm not suggesting that at all. I love him, and if he delivers, I'll be the first person standing and clapping. We are the biggest fans of Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. This is more about if Washington continues to not trust him, if they continue to not, they would be a smart team to go get a Breece Hall, to go get an Achane. Houston, I hope he doesn't go there. The offensive line's not good. I want Woody Marks to rise. KC would be a good situation, but that is a team that we could see going, yeah, we're going to get him more work the next week. Hey, Andy Reid, it's been 2 weeks and you gave Breece Hall 15 touches in 2 weeks. Are we gonna ramp that up? Reid, yeah, he's getting more comfortable with the system. I mean, it's something that we could see happening. That's all I'm saying. It's a great opportunity. You would think if a team trades for Breece Hall, gives up draft capital for Breece Hall, they would use Breece Hall, but this is Andy Reid. It's not an absolute lock. This is a player that's on the move. AJB, we talked about AJB. He's unhappy. He, like Breece Hall, is posting all kinds of stuff. I'm not sure we're going to leave the same teams up here, but we'll reference what teams make sense. But AJB talking about wanting to get the ball, talking about going through adversity. He's constantly making comments. He's upset when they're 4-0 at that point, walking into the tunnel. Looks like somebody walked over his grave. And the reporters are like, what's wrong with you? He didn't even meet with the reporters. He skipped out on that. He's like, they're 4-0. He's selfish right now. I don't blame him wanting the ball. I'm not saying, you want your diva receiver to want to be involved. That's kind of the hunger that drives the guy. But he is definitely a baby right now. So definitely not interested in staying in Philly. That's for sure. In Philly, depending on how the next couple weeks go, the thought for AJ Brown would probably be New England or Pittsburgh. Now, Pittsburgh, if they had won tonight, I think would be even more apt to go get a player. But then again, you could say that they really need to make this trade now, which is what could drive them. So it could go either way, really. But New England interested in AJB. Pittsburgh is interested in AJB. I can almost guarantee that. And if I had to guess where AJB ends up, I would probably say New England because he's ready-made. He doesn't have a long time left, but he doesn't have 1 year left. He has more than 1 year left, but he doesn't have a long time left. He's ready-made. This New England organization does not know how to draft and groom wide receivers. They need somebody that's ready-made, and they don't necessarily have to commit to him as long-term as another player because he's older. And even if they did a restructure, they could do something to make him happy, but it wouldn't be a longer-term commitment. It would be more of an upfront, let's spend some money. Let's see if we can develop Drake May even more. Let's see what we can do the remainder of this year. Let's see what we can do next year. And keep in mind, even teams that might not have playoff aspirations or they're a little tougher to imagine at this stage in the game, they still will make this trade now to get the player on roster for next year because going and getting a wide receiver in free agency costs a boatload. And you're competing with every other team that's looking. So now is the time to go. This is like getting that sweater in February. It's about to warm up, or March. It's about to warm up. You're at Costco. And don't tell me you don't shop at Costco. If you're over the age of 27 years old and you don't shop at Costco for at least 10, 20% of your clothes, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Take a big lap. We don't need your hating ass coming back now. Take a big lap. Take a lap.
It takes a man. You have to be a man. You can't be a boy or some sort of like preemie adult. Like you're getting there. You're like 22, 23 years old. It takes a man, a grown man, to get to about 27 years old to realize that all these clothes at Costco are brand name. They're all brand name. They're all just overstock. You know, people are like, oh, you get that at Costco as if it's a Costco brand. You're getting Quicksilver. You're getting everything that you want. Nike, they've got everything. If you want to go Champion, you know, or Puma Jam, they'll have it. Eventually they'll have it. But this is like going into Costco and you have a sweater there in March and you're like, I could buy this thing for half off right now for next December. This is what the Patriots are thinking. This is what any team should be thinking. If you're going to try and ball next year, you need to bargain shop for your sweater now. And this is the best time to do this because a guy like this on free agency, I'm not saying he'd be in free agency. I'm just saying if you try and push this to free agency, this is like going into Sam's Club at that point. I'll have to check out Sam's Club. I haven't checked out a Sam's Club in a while. Maybe I'm off by thinking Costco's here, Sam's Club's here. Target, Walmart, Costco, Sam's Club. I could be wrong. Maybe Sam's Club has improved things. Maybe I'm off. Sam's Club could be like Lowe's and Home Depot. You know, it was like a divorce that happened. The woman created Lowe's, the man created Home Depot or kept Home Depot, and then she's just trying to outdo him with class, you know, constantly. Oh yeah, Home Depot? Oh yeah? It could be Sam's Club and Costco, same thing. I don't know. I haven't been at a Sam's Club in a while. My guess, New England, but Pittsburgh is certainly in the cards. And what does it mean for AJ Brown if he ends up in Pittsburgh? I think it's not as good as New England. I think we're watching DK Metcalf watch the tight ends do a lot of work. And DK Metcalf, who's a big body guy like AJ Brown, getting 2-3 catches for 50-something yards in a game where Aaron Rodgers scores 4 touchdowns. How's that happen? How in the hell does that happen? We're sitting here looking at, where's this game? Here it is. We're sitting here looking at Aaron Rodgers' 4-touchdown game, 249 yards, and DK Metcalf was the second highest player in yards, 50, no touchdowns. So I don't know that AJ Brown will be fed like you might think he'd be fed. And if Aaron Rodgers went down, good Lord, the Pittsburgh Steelers would have the most overpriced wide receiver room of talent and the most talent just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. This is like having a whole office building, 5 floors high, ready to hit the phone lines, and the power goes out. And you're supposed to pay everybody for the day. Everybody's sitting around twiddling their thumbs. No one can make a call. That's like having AJ Brown and DK Metcalf without Aaron Rodgers. Even having Aaron Rodgers is like half power to the building. You know, a phone per 2 people. Like, that's what it's like. You're getting a ball per 2 people. That's the way it is. Set a phone down between 2 salesmen and say each 2 of you get a phone. There's not enough footballs to go around for AJ Brown in Pittsburgh. New England's the ticket. Whatever wide receiver goes to New England's going to eat. They're going to feast. They're going to do well. The other wide receiver that is potentially on the move, and everything I'm saying that about AJB applies here to Olave. If Olave ended up in New England, he would eat, but there's risk of concussion. There's risk of not only having a concussion, but one more hard concussion and his career might be done. So there's that. I do think that Olave would also command a boatload of money. If Olave was traded to the New England Patriots, they're probably shelving out $60 to $75 million in a new contract. And that's risky business to tie your team to a player that could take one shot and be done. This is what we're talking about here. Breece Hall, Olave, AJB, Achane, Waddle, Alvin Kamara, for those of you that didn't hear the news today, and really something he's been saying for a while, and something I said 2 and 3 days ago, that he might just retire if they ended up trying to trade him. So no trade will go down. He ended up making that exact point today when he said that if I get traded, I'll be sipping margaritas or mimosas on a beach somewhere, meaning he will retire. If they try to trade him, he will retire. He doesn't want to play anywhere else, or he'll retire. You know what that does? Puts the brakes on any sort of trade negotiation or momentum. He's not getting traded now. No one's going to trade for a player that does not want to play football any longer if they give up draft capital. So Kamara is off the table. These are the most likely players to be traded. Not saying a Kenneth Walker couldn't be moved, especially if Seattle ended up going and getting a guy like Achane. Let's put Achane back on the screen. Let's take Olave off, and we say Seattle, who's very interested in Achane according to the reports from ESPN. If Seattle were to go get Achane, you'd have to think maybe Kenneth Walker would be involved to get sent to Miami, and I mean that's not the end of the world. In a way, it would be nice to see him go somewhere where he could be the lone starter. Then again, wouldn't you guys like to see Ollie Gordon as the lone starter in Miami if this were to happen? I know I would. I know I'd be real excited to watch Ollie Gordon thrive. So it's possible Seattle trades for Achane and then trades Kenneth Walker for a 3rd-round pick. Wouldn't it be interesting if Achane went to Seattle and then Walker went to a team like KC? Would be crazy. KC would be crazy. LAC would be a horrible move for Hampton, but that's something I could see happening. So there could be 2 trades here. I don't know that Walker would necessarily be getting sent back to Seattle. In fact, the trade rumors don't suggest that to be the case. So that's where it stands right now. Sheesh Coin with the $40 hauler. We've got a $100 hauler from FEAR, Fear. Fear with the $100 hauler. Everybody's pretty. Everybody's pretty tonight. I'll tell you that right now. Every single one of you.
Smitty, everybody's pretty. $100+ hauler. I don't even know why we're getting diddy why. $100+.
Fear, appreciate your super chat, young man. Thank you, Sheesh Coin, for your $50 hauler. I'll answer these immediately and then get to the rest of the super chats and then take some phone calls. 4-2 traded Jordan Mason, James Conner, Josh Allen. Okay, I don't really care too much about Jordan Mason and Conner if you're getting something solid here. For Derrick Henry, Jalen Hurts a few weeks ago. Last week, MHJ and Pickens for JJ. Love that trade on the grand scheme. I do think that's good. I'm a little worried about Hurts myself, but I think this trade could be good for you because I think that Henry's still a very decent buy low if this is a redraft, obviously. So I'm okay with the trades that you made. I think you bettered your team overall. I'd still be very tempted to try and turn Jalen Hurts into Mahomes, turn Jalen Hurts into Dak Prescott plus something. But looking at your team, you got Jamar, you got JJ, you've got damn boy, you got a nice team. Bucky, Henry, Hurts. This is a good squad. The only thing I'd even be contemplating right now, if I'm you, I hold and stash Harvey and Hendy and Tootin. Let them develop. Don't need to move them at all. The only thing I would strongly consider would be, yeah, I don't know. Hurts and Judy. I don't know if that's going to get you anything. Bucky potentially for a now player. I love Bucky. I would not move him lightly. But if you were to, let's say, get into a doubted James Cook right now, if you were to get into, let's say, a potential doubted Judkins right now, I would take Judkins and something small, maybe Judkins and something like Ladd if you could, by sending Judy and Bucky packing. If you could incorporate the quarterback trade in that, you could go Hurts down to, I don't even know if somebody understands how good Mahomes is right now. A lot of people are very, very fickle. They hate Mahomes. They continue to think he's not a good fantasy quarterback anymore, even though he's been balling out. They think he'll drop off again. They think it's temporary, whatever. If you can't downgrade into Mahomes or do a straight even swap, maybe you're doing Hurts. Maybe you give up Judy. If it's like Mahomes and Judkins or something, you do Hurts and Bucky and then Judy. But I would look for that quarterback swap. Even if it was down to Dak, what could you upgrade Bucky into so that you don't have to wait? You're 4-2, you could wait. It's not the end of the world. You could also go get Rachaad White using Judy. Go get Rachaad White using potentially Tootin, Hendy. Go to the ETN owner, see what they want for Tootin. Maybe you could upgrade Judy into a Ladd or a slight like a JMO. That would all be really, really solid. Thank you for the $100 hauler, my boy. 12 team, 0.5 PPR, 2 wide receivers, 2 running back, 1 flex, big money league, QB, JD5, Bijan, Algier, Dobbins, Harvey, Judkins, wide receiver, Lamb, Igbuka, Terry, Bourne, Waller, was offered London and Krosky Merritt, plus Dowdle for Bijan. Not close. Bijan all the way. Love London, but Krosky, Merritt, and Dowdle do not close the gap between the number 7, 8, 9, 10 player in London and the clear-cut number 1 tier break, number 1 overall tier break player. This is almost getting bored and wanting to make a trade. Don't do it. What would you do? Nothing. Sit tight. Any other trades I recommend would involve trading Dobbins on the high, maybe Dobbins and a potential. I would seriously consider getting out of Igbuka if I'm getting into something that I love that's playing now. So Igbuka for Nico, Igbuka for St. Brown, Igbuka for something like that. And of course, you've got to offer something in return for that swap. No one's just going to give you so J.K. Dobbins and Igbuka for one slightly safer situation that maybe you even had as an equal wide receiver rank, but they're playing now, hence the Judkins addition. I would be very inclined to keep Judkins. I'd be very inclined to keep Lamb, and I would want to keep Buka, and you could sit tight. If you don't get that trade, sit tight. Leave it alone. Don't force anything. Scary Terry should be back about a week from now. Waller's playing good. You could trade Waller and maybe a Scary Terry. You might even wait till next week for one Tyler Warren. You could even try that now. J.K. Dobbins and Waller for Tyler Warren. J.K. Dobbins, Terry, and Waller for Tyler Warren and something. You get Tyler Warren on this roster, Sheesh Coin, it might be over. Tyler Warren, to me, could be the number one overall tight end by the end of the year, or at least be in the mix or stay in the mix of the 1, 2, potentially 3. 3 and 3, Benson on IR. Running back, need a running back. Lamb for Kyron and Tet. Not enough for me. It's decent. It's a decent haul. Chat, vote, and tell me if you like that. I personally would rather not do that trade. If I'm trading someone like that, I'm probably going after, if I'm trading Lamb, I'm probably going after like Judkins, or let's say Kyron's fine. Kyron and Adams. And you might say you like Tet better than Adams. If that's fine, if you love Tet McMillan, if you think Tet McMillan is a top 10 wide receiver, like I think Adams could be, especially with the injury to Puka, then go ahead and do it. But Lamb to me is worth more. Start 2 for a flex, Scat, White, Bourne, Lad, or QJ. Lad, even when QJ's back fully healthy, it's Lad for me. Lad's the number one. He's the buy low gunner player of the week, the player you should be going and getting.
The gunner player of the week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
Brought to you by Gunner.com. Let's go ahead and put on some let's swap out the gunners. Let's swap out the Clicks Gunners, blue light blocking. The link is in the description of the video if anybody would like to get a pair of Gunners. Link is in the description of the video. Let's switch it out for let's go with the Witcher. The Witcher from the TV show. They have a partnership with them. Witcher, look at these. They have like a leather side to them. They have the clear amber yellow. These are the clear amber yellow. These are both the same glasses. They just have different lenses. They're both blue light blocking. I'm going to put on the Witcher. Let's go with the Witcher. Gunner.com. Hit this link right here. I'll drop the link so you guys can get a pair of Gunners right now. And let me drop the link right here. This is so you can get a pair of Gunners with a 15% off. Here's the link. Get Gunner glasses. I'll pin that in the live chat. 15% off. Love me Gunner blue light blocking glasses. The Witcher are awesome. These are really good glasses. Look at that. They got like a leather. You can see the fine detail in there. And they're really solid. They say Gunner right at the top corner. These are fantastic glasses, but the attention to detail, look at that. You can kind of see it. It's having trouble zooming, but it's got like stitching. It's like a leather feel to them. I absolutely love the Witcher. Let's roll through. But Lad McConkey, baby. I don't know why that came up. We talked about Lad and the sunglasses. I don't remember. Traded Evans and Monty for Tyler Warren straight up. That's a lot. I don't mind it, but that's a lot. I think both sides are winning. But you didn't rip them off. You gave them a ton of talent. 105, would you trade Egbuka for Lad? Not enough. I would definitely consider this if it was like more, you're getting more back. Chuba or Fannin at the flex. I'm going to go Fannin until we know Chuba's fully healthy, what his workload looks like. Might not even get 50%. Value in stashing Isaiah Davis with Braylon Allen out 8 to 12 weeks. The value is, yes, you could trade him. He might get some starts, but I'm not like overly excited about him in that offense without Brees and the whole thing's collapsing. Garrett Wilson traded 3 firsts in Dynasty. You know, we didn't talk about the trading of Garrett Wilson. He's injured right now, so he also is somebody that needs to be talked about. Let me put this super chat to the side real quickly, and then I'll answer it as soon as I go over this real quickly. This will just take a second. But Garrett Wilson is definitely a wide receiver that could be on the move. It's just he's injured, so he has to get healthy. And once he's healthy, could he end up in a New England Patriot uniform? That would be unreal. Can you imagine Garrett Wilson finally getting a top 5 QB? New England would certainly be in the mix. Pittsburgh would be a death sentence to him. That would be awful. New England in the mix would be fantastic. Pittsburgh would be just the worst landing spot he could go to. Maybe staying put is worse, but definitely could see him going somewhere. I think another couple. Let's take a look at the NFL and all the teams and just kind of take a gander. I guess the best landing spot would be now. Washington would be great for the long term because McLaurin's older, Debo's older. I'm not saying that they would do it, but that would be an ideal landing spot. I think Green Bay, they don't know how to use wide receivers. I don't even want to talk about him going there. Philly, no. If doubt, no. New York. That would be. Is there any other team? New England, Buffalo. So Buffalo, New York, Cleveland, Indy. Indy's interesting. Indy's winning right now. So let's just say Indy. I don't know if anybody likes that one, but and I'm not hearing rumors of that. But New York Giants, and then Buffalo. These would be the most ideal spots for Garrett Wilson. Again, he's got to get healthy, but if he got healthy, this would be a potential conversation. Giants would be pretty solid, but that would be interesting. I don't know that I love it long term because you got neighbors there. So what's that look like? But for 2025, it would be great. Buffalo, good and bad because they don't know how to use their players. New England's the most ideal. Indy's interesting. Is Danny Dimes the long-term answer? Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. Traded 3 first-rounders in Dynasty for Chase. Thoughts? 3 first-rounders in Dynasty for Jamar Chase. I think you did fine. There's no way that's an overpay. I'm not saying the other person didn't make out in the deal because they probably did, but Chase is worth 3 first-rounders. I wouldn't trade him for 2 first-rounders. Penix or Fields this week. Probably go Penix Jr., but it could go either way. Who's Fields going to pass to? He's only going to run, it seems. $20 hauler from Ricky. Ricky, appreciate you.
Super chat.
Ricky to the moon. Let's see here. 2 and 4, 10-man, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex. Herbo, Bijan, Genty, Jacobs, Hendy, Woody, Rice, London, Buka, BTJ, Otten, Bowers. Got offered Lamb, Baker, and Chubb from Mike Jacobs and BTJ. Bench. So offered Lamb, Baker. Yeah, this is the one. Isn't this the one we keep? Is this a different one? I mean, I chat vote on this one, but I still am not giving up Lamb. I love Baker. I think Baker's better than Herbo right now, but I'm not mad at you starting Herbo. I'm not concerned or ultra worried about your team if you're starting Herbo. And I love BTJ, but he's still volatile enough. Lamb is the guy. You got Rice and Lamb and Buka. Oh no, you're getting offered Lamb. So you're getting Lamb. So yeah. So I'm taking Lamb. So you'd have Lamb, Rice, and London. You'd have Bijan, Genty. You wouldn't have Jacobs, but you wouldn't necessarily need him. I mean, it doesn't hurt to have that be your flex, but you're going to have a wide receiver be your flex. This is an easy call, bro. For your lineup, keep getting Lamb, and having Lamb in this situation is most ideal by a country mile. Otherwise, you're what? You're getting a lot of depth, which could help for the bye weeks, but I'm not really as interested in that. I think the chat will agree that Lamb side. Let's see here. Penix. This one's from Young. Young says, boss, should I trade my Gibbs in JSN and Vidal for his Puka, Judkins, 1 of Tet or Pickens? 1 and 5. Thanks, appreciate it. Should I trade my Gibbs in JSN and Vidal for Puka, Judkins, and Ted or Pickens? No, because I want Gibbs over Puka. I want JSN over Judkins. And so this extra additional piece doesn't overshadow Vidal, who's a great start for the next 4 or 5 weeks, maybe even longer. So the answer is absolutely no. Appreciate you for dropping the super chat, my boy. And then let me see if I've got any others. Chuba or Fannin. Benson on IR. need a running back Lamb for Kyron. I said no to that one. You want to keep a Lamb, even though I do like it. I think I'm caught up on those. Let me go back to the top here. We got get some more super chats to get through, so hang tight, guys, while I go through those. Need one pick, JMO Terry. Terry's not a play until, first of all, he's probably not going to even play this week, or if he does, he's limited, so that's not even a thought. So JMO until further notice, even if he played. Should I trade Baker plus Marv for CD? Yes, if you like winning, I would definitely go get CD Lamb. That is probably the easiest question I've been asked all night. Thank you very much for the super chat. Trade 3 first in Dynasty for Chase. Yes, I already answered that one. I love it. Love Jamar Chase. If I had Jamar Chase and someone offered me 3 first-rounders, I'd probably say no. You know? 12-man PPR, JD5, Bucky, White, Ramondre, Hendy, Puka, Rice, Flowers, Pearsall, Fannin, Kraft, Tootin, any moves? There's not much for you to move other than Kraft, Fannin. So let's start there. Let's baby steps. Let's move Kraft or Fannin, probably Kraft. Flowers, I don't know if Flowers gets it done, but you could try for one slight upgrade. We're talking Ladd. We're talking Adams. We're talking BTJ. We're talking Adunze. Okay, and I think you take it step by step. The next step would be then potentially looking at trading, if you still feel you need it, Puka for, let's go down to a Rice. Oh, you got Rice, damn it. Let's go down to a BTJ and a running back, but we got to see what combo we can come up with. But start with that baby step of getting rid of those two, using the tight end advantage that you have to try and get yourself into an extra player, because you can't really win with what you have. But if you gain an extra player and they're top 12 at their position, like Ladd McConkey could be, or Adams, then you're in it. You're back in it. Herbert and Dart, Bijan, Bucky, Bill, Chase Brown, Dowdle, Woody, Egbuka, Pickens, Evans, J-Mo, Booty, Burden. Feel like I need a wide receiver with Evans and Lamb coming back. Yeah, I mean, Egbuka, Pickens, Evans, J-Mo is pretty good. It's pretty good. And you got Lamb. You got Lamb coming back. I don't know that you need a receiver. I think you mean you need a running back maybe. I don't know. You seem pretty balanced, bro. I would maybe move Bill, Chase Brown, and Evans, or J-Mo, or Pickens. I keep Buka and Lamb, unless you can move Buka for a Judkins and Ladd or something like, creative like that. But I'm probably going to try and move Dowdle and Evans, Dowdle and Pickens, Evans and Pickens, Chase Brown or Bill and Pickens, Chase Brown or Bill and Evans, all for one monster. I do go looking at Henry and a receiver, 2 players for 2 players if you can get that, or Barkley and a receiver for a combo. But I think I still try and move all of that, 2 players, Dowdle and Evans, or Bill and Evans, or Pickens and Bill, or Pickens and Dowdle for one player like Rashee Rice, for a BTJ, for maybe a Nico Collins, a St. Brown, an injured. Well, you could try for JJ. JJ's cheaper than you think, but not in every situation. If someone loves JJ, they're not trading him. Some people love Jettas. They won't trade him for anything. But a lot of people that have him will trade him for a Dowdle and a Pickens right now. Pickens is a lot of value. Smitty, is it too early to celebrate when you have Jamar, London, Rice, DK, Pearsall, running backs, Brees, Hampton, Rashad White? Yeah, it's always too early to celebrate, bro. But you got a good team. Explore maybe moving a DK and a Brees Hall for one player, Joel. Don't quit. You definitely have a good team, but I wouldn't start celebrating yet. But move those 2 players for one big monster. If it's my team, that's what I would do. Thank you, Joel. Appreciate you. Blake, thank you for the super chat. I traded Gibbs. I know I love Gibbs too. Debo, Bowers, Chase Brown for Lamar, London, Barkley, and Pacheco. Thoughts? Gibbs, Debo, Bowers, and Chase Brown. Gibbs, Debo, Bowers, Chase Brown for Lamar, London, Barkley, and Pacheco. You needed a QB upgrade. Well, I think this could work out if Barkley balls out. If Barkley doesn't ball out, you lose the trade. And you know, that also falls a little bit on Bowers coming back, but I think he will. I think Bowers is going to be fine. So I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to Barkley. If Barkley ends up being even a low-end running back 1, I think you win that trade or at least break even. If Barkley's a low-end running back 2 or worse, then you're going to lose that trade. But that's not a bad gamble to take. And if you've got other shares of those guys, you can do a little bit of a mix and match and lay off some of your player risk. Is BTJ a bench this week playing in London? No. I was thinking of playing one of the Tampa Bay wide receivers. No, I'm not saying one of those Tampa Bay wide receivers can outscore him, bro, but now you're overthinking yourself and getting cute. Anything can happen. London sucks, but it is what it is, and I'm not sitting a stud, and BTJ is still borderline stud to me. Pick 3 to start: Rachaad White, Pacheco, Dowdle, Hendy this week. You're probably going with Rachaad White and Dowdle for sure. And I probably roll with Hendy over Pacheco, I suppose. There's too many mouths to feed there. They don't even run the ball well. They're going to run Rice a lot. Could this be a week that Pacheco goes crazy because the defense is focused on Rice? Maybe. Chat, vote on that. Hendy or Pacheco? Also, would you trade Jamar for JSN and Hunter? Absolutely not. Woody, didn't you just watch the game? I like JSN, but Jamar Chase is going to be fine with Joe Flacco. And who knows? Joe Burrow looks like he's going to be potentially trying to come back in December. So I think I'm fine with Jamar Chase. Got Josh Allen and JJ for JCM, Pickens, and Knicks. Man, that's a fantastic trade. You didn't smash it. You lambasted. You know, you veto police are being called as we speak. Boss, should I trade my Gibbs and JSN and Vidal for his Puka, Judkins, or one of Ted Pickens? I think I answered this right. But should I trade my Gibbs, JSN, and Vidal? Gibbs, JSN. I think I answered this. Yeah, I did. I broke this down in detail. It's a good trade. Good little trade. Okay, after the purchase of my Gunners, you only answered half of my question. I'm sorry. Aside from starting Ladd, who else? I asked for 2. So who's the second? QJ. Thank you for re-asking the question, Jason, because it would have been hard to go back and get it. I'm sorry, bro. If I didn't, I got excited, I think, because you were going to be wearing Gunners like me. And I'm sorry. So you asked who to start. So in a second, QJ, White, or Scat. Look, Scat's matchup is not the best, but I don't think I could sit Scataboo, bro. I think White might be safer this week. Would everybody agree Scat's got higher upside, a little more risk, but higher upside? And he's just a wrecking crew. I don't care what defense he's facing. He's going to wear everybody down. Scat's looking forward to it. He wants to face tough matchups. But I'll probably go Scat for me. But guys, vote in the chat. Give Jason your undivided attention. I want at least 15 votes from you guys in the chat. Scataboo or White? White or Scataboo? If the Scat is already winning the vote, I can pretty much tell you it's going to be Scat. This one's for you, Jason.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the Scat Man!
I am Scatman.
Who needs my help?
Wow. Bang, bang, boom. To the moon. Now it's time to go pick up your mother.
Hey, Jason, normally it requires a $100 super chat in order to get put on a video, like sponsor a video. You got a pair of Gunners. I put your name up here with the Gunner with glasses emoji to represent that. So whenever the Scat video is played, the short Scat video is played, your name will pop up. So I appreciate you getting a pair of Gunners, my boy. And I'm sorry if I missed that question. It looks like Scat won the vote anyway, Jason. So congrats on that. Appreciate you very much. Jason then asked this question right here. Jason, appreciate you again. Start 2 from the flex, Scat, White. Oh, this is maybe this is the question you said that I missed. I hadn't gotten to it yet. Or maybe you just asked it again. But I got another question from you here, and it's the same one. So thank you, Jason. Appreciate you dropping the super chat again, my boy. Jason to the moon. Let's see here. Or no, maybe that was a duplicate. I think I hadn't answered it yet, and it was sitting there. I don't know. Jason, I guess that wasn't a duplicate sent. You didn't do it again. I just saw it. Okay, my bad, bro. Trade Genty Sutton for Gibbs, AJ Brown. Thanks. I might have misunderstood all of that. Trade Genty Sutton for Gibbs, AJB. I'm going to go Gibbs and AJB. And then I try and trade AJB, or I just hope I get lucky and it gets traded to New England. You know, that might be the way to go. Watch Jay. I don't think Jason even bought sunglasses, did he? I think I may have misunderstood the whole thing. 4-2 just got 40 dropped on my head. So thinking into next week already in this trade. Bucky, White, Pearsall, Ferguson. I'll get Henry, Waddle, Fannin, Stevenson. Bucky, White, Pearsall, Ferguson. You get Henry, Waddle, Fannin, Stevenson. Guys, would you... Kobe fan says, best thing you've seen on this channel. Kobe, the next $20 hauler, I'll play the long version of the scat video. If you haven't seen the long version, that's the short version. I had to make a short version because the long one's too long and people can't sit through it enough. I needed a shorter version so that we could press it and make sure we're able to celebrate scat in a shorter version. So I have the short version and the long version. Next $20 hauler, we play the full long scat version. 4-2 just got off for 40 points dropped. Guys, can we vote on this one, please? Can we vote on Henry, Waddle, Fannin, Stevenson, or Bucky, White, Pearsall, Ferguson? Can I get a chat vote on this one? What side do you like? It's pretty close because Waddle's pretty underrated and Henry could bounce back. Yeah, if Kobe, if you think that the short scat video is good, the long one's painfully abusive to anybody that doesn't like any long videos. Husseini wants to play it. He wants to run it. What did everybody say on this? Henry. It looks like Henry won the vote so far. I agree with getting Waddle. You need to take a risk. Go Henry. It's definitely solid. And Husseini's dropping the 20 watt. Wants the scat video played, I think. Here's the long version.
What is that smell? Someone needs me.
Help! Help! I'm going to lose my fantasy week! Somebody help! Call the scat man!
He's the scat man. He's scatting all around. Scoring loads when he's called upon. He will ground and pound. Scat man, yeah. He's the guy you call when things go astray. Scat man can score all day. He's the scat man. Scat man. Scat man. Scat man. Scat man will score TDs. He will make you get on your knees and say, please, scat man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore. Please, scat man, I beg no more. I've had enough of your touchdown galore.
This video is too long, says, what a party pooper. Hot dog. Hot dog, you don't stay up very late at night, do you? This is a little late. you can be such a party pooper. Hot dog says this video is too long. We need a short version of it. It's what we just got through saying. We have a shorter version. You see why I created the shorter version? Because somebody always complained whenever we played this one. Smitty currently in talks to trade my Golden and Vidal for Bucky. Yeah, I would be in that talks as well. Is this a good idea? It's a great idea. It's not a good idea. It's a great idea. The only bad part of it is you're lowballing them so much that there's a veto process. It could get vetoed, you know. But yeah, 1 and 5, I still do it. Even if you're just taking it and flipping Bucky, or regardless, even if you start off 1 and 6, it's worth going and getting him. JD5, Judkins, Rice, Ladd, your team's fine. Yeah, definitely go get Bucky. And you went up against Jamar Chase. Even a reason why you should maybe go get him is because you might lose the week anyway. And Bucky could be back next week. He could sit 1 week, then has the bye week. So it could be brutal, but I don't know, bro. I like Vidal. He could fill in pretty nicely. So Husseini, I don't want you to be mad at me if Vidal looks like a monster next week and does great the next week, and you're like, I could have had all these Vidal points. But I think most of the chat's going to agree getting Bucky is the best course of action. But is there a world where Bucky doesn't play? He doesn't play this week, obviously. It doesn't matter. And he doesn't play next week, and Vidal goes crazy, and you could have won that week. And then he has the bye week. Is there that world? Yes. But can I please get everybody to vote on this to make sure I'm not out of pocket by telling Husseini, oh, what are you doing? You got to take Bucky. If you're in his situation at 1 and 5, do you take Bucky Irving over Vidal and Golden when Vidal is scoring you important points? I just want to make sure I'm not completely off my Silver. It's called a banger. A banger of a song. Silver's yelling at him. Husseini, appreciate your $20 hauler. Can you get a Scatman sticker? I saw a meme yesterday. It showed Scat go like this, and it was like the meme said, Scat noticed a piece of drywall that was untouched, that was clean. He wanted to just put his head through it. Oh, Scat, there's some clean drywall. What's that doing over there? Squirrel. Simon, appreciate you. 12-man, 4 and 2 PPR. QB, Allen, Kyron, Hendy, Dowdle, White, Woody, Jamar, Wilson, Tet, Warren, 1 and 5 offered me Bucky for Kyron. I think I keep Kyron because of the missed time. I just think Kyron's balling right now. What happens when Bucky comes back and they don't use him fully the first week or something, and you know it could be long, and you're waiting one this week, next week, the bye week, and then maybe he's like eased back in or something. I'm not saying he will be, but with Kyron being on the other side of that, you got to keep Kyron, I think. Chad, do you agree? Kyron over Bucky? Achane traded Stash, Gordon, and Wright. Achane traded Stash, Gordon, or Wright. So you traded Achane away. I think you're trying to say, Johnny, in so many words. So you stash Gordon or Wright. Or are you trading for Achane? Regardless, Gordon. I don't care about Wright. Gordon's the answer no matter what. Doesn't even matter what you're trying to say, but I think you're trying to say you got him. Scat and Diggs for Henry. I'd rather have Henry if I'm wanting to take a big risk. But if you need steady Eddie, Scat and Diggs is a pretty solid amount of points, and you're going to get some consistency from it. But Henry's the bigger shot in the dark. Like, if you've got Scat and Diggs and you're not winning, then take the gamble, you know? That's the only thing I'd tell you. Neither side's right or wrong. They're very, very close. Scott's good enough to maybe earn the consideration here, you know? Traded Rice and Tet for Ladd. That's awful trade. Or Rico. I thought they said Rice. I was like, bro. I was about to panic there for you. Traded Rico and Tet for Ladd. I still think it's a little much because I think Tet and Ladd have similar value, and you could almost steal Ladd away for just Tet. I realize this owner didn't want to sell him, so I guess I'm okay with it. I just think that Tet and Rico holds a little more fair market value, but I'm okay with the trade. I don't think you take a lap. I really like Ladd going forward. Would you trade Carter and $10 fab for Pacheco? Sure. I don't know. I think you both get worse by this trade, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm not against it. I don't even think about it. I forgot what you even asked. My Achane DK for, thank you for the super chat though. My Achane DK for Puka, Henry, or Rome. Bucky. Okay, so you get Rome or Bucky, or you get Puka or Henry, and you're trading DK and Achane. I'd take probably Puka and Henry, because I think Puka only misses the one game. Bucky's missing maybe 1 to 2 games, then the bye week. Not that everybody doesn't have a bye. It's just a combination of 3 games in a row. Rome's bye week free. I'd rather have Achane and DK over Bucky and Rome, but I'd rather have Puka and Henry over Achane and DK. It's a good question, though. It's a really good trade. I was offered Chase and Kelsey for Worthy and Javonte 3 weeks ago and didn't take it. I wish I did. Wow. I'm so injured and I don't have a full lineup again. I'm sorry, bro. Yeah. You know, Javonte was playing so well. You can't beat yourself up over that. And Javonte could return to playing right next to Jamar Chase. Like, Jamar Chase might not do this every week, bro. You know, he could be like 8 and 90 in a touch, but like Javonte could have that. I wouldn't beat yourself up over this. You know, Chase and Kelsey for Worthy. The only thing is Worthy included in that makes it rough. Yeah, I don't know. Or no, you have Worthy. Yeah, you have Worthy. Okay, you have Worthy. So you got Worthy and Javonte. I'm sorry, I thought it was the other way around. Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. I mean, any of us would take it now, but you got to remember, we're all viewing Jamar Chase differently than we were, you know, before we walked into this game. Before we walked into this game, none of us, if you would have asked me this question before kickoff, I would have said Worthy and Javonte for Jamar Chase and Kelsey. I think I lean Jamar Chase, but bro, you never know. You might not be the same without Burrow all year. We'll see how this game goes. It's a tough matchup. Javonte should bounce back. Worthy's still very solid. Like, you would have got that answer out of me. I would lean Jamar Chase. Now, after the game, hindsight's 15-15, maybe even 10-10. And we're all sitting here going, oh, yeah, what are you, Jamar Chase? That's an easy call. We all knew that. You wouldn't have got the same answer. So, Coda, don't beat yourself up over it. Javonte's still... Like, why is everyone throwing Javonte to the curb? Like, why is Javonte getting no respect? What's Javonte's last 2 games? Let me pull this up, because I feel like people are overreacting on Javonte. I still really think he's going to continue to ball out. He's been running back 5. Running back 4, running back 20, running back 14, running back 6, running back 26. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns in 6 games. Got 5 receptions last week. I don't know. I don't know why everybody's getting so upset over Javonte. Don't beat yourself up over it. You know what you could do, Coda, if you wanted to? Trade Javonte and Worthy right now for... Go after Henry and try and get a lad. Henry and something like that. I don't know. Henry and BTJ. Barkley and BTJ. Go take a big swing you wouldn't normally swing for. Try and change your team in a way that, you know, this moment makes you do something you shouldn't have done. It's like getting a speeding ticket. You get pulled over by a cop and you're like, son of a B, you know, now I got to pay $300 or whatever. But maybe you would have got an accident a mile down the road if that cop didn't pull you over, and maybe it makes you drive. Maybe after you leave the scene later on that day, you would have sped through a yellow light and got hit. Like, go do something you wouldn't have normally done now, Coda, because of this situation. Make you seek out some opportunity. This is like they say the luckiest people are the most successful. It's not because they're lucky. It's because instead of having their head down and then the opportunity passes by them because they're doing this and they're not paying attention, someone's working hard. The hardest worker is the luckiest. They're working hard. There comes opportunity. You grab it. There comes opportunity. You grab it. So, Coda, don't look down. Don't complain about your team. I'm not trying to say you're a complainer or anything. I'm just saying lift your head up Go out there, do the work, put out the offers, go get some. And even if it doesn't work this year, make you better for next year. Not everything's just one dimensional. Not everything's linear. Make sure you're looking at this and learning from it. And not that there's anything you made a real mistake over. You're trying to judge Jamar Chase with Joe Flacco being the quarterback. But make you do something you wouldn't have done. And that will change the course of everything. You did miss it. I was being sarcastic, but I actually just bought some Gunners with your code. Match my truck. Same ones you were wearing. Wow. You got the Witcher? Did you get the Witcher sunglass blue light blocking or the Witcher yellow tint amber blue light blocking? Jason, appreciate you. I did miss it. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't sure what was going on, Jason. My mind is like, I kind of feel like it's mush right now. Just because this is what, my 4th live stream. So I think my brain is a little bit fried at this point, but I'll be rejuvenated. One night sleep and I'm back. Do I trade Rico? If so, for who? Lad, BTJ, Javante, Admore, get a doubted James Cook right now. Adunze, bye week free. Those are some ideas. Go have at it, my boy. You know, we ate at Texas Roadhouse again for like the 3rd time in like the last 3 weeks. This time we tried the family pack ribs. Is like $70 for a whole 4 racks of ribs, 4 tubs of mashed potatoes, a salad as big as you know, bigger than the ones like at Olive Garden they bring for the whole table. It's a big tray of salad, loaded cheese, bacon, everything for the mashed potatoes. And what else do they have? 12 dinner rolls. The rolls are the best. I think I'm almost Texas Roadhouse out. I think I might have worn it out 3 times in the last 3 weeks. I think we got it 2 of the last Thursday night. So last Thursday night, this Thursday night, and then we did it like on a Monday. And I think we're done. I think we blew it. Pick 4 Pickens. They have good steak. The steak was great though. You get the 4 steaks. You could do the steak one, the rib one, the chicken one. Pickens, White, Quinshon Judkins, Quentin Johnston, BTJ, and McMillan. Pick 4. So Pickens, Judkins, BTJ, and probably it's between Tet and White. Rashad White or Tet McMillan. Can you guys vote for me on that one, please? Rashad White or Tet McMillan. Please vote in the chat on that one. Appreciate you all. Let's see here. I think we got one more super chat. Let's go. GT, Pickens, White, Quinshon. Oh, that's the one I just answered. Okay, so we're all caught up. Let me open the phone lines briefly. We'll do 10-second questions only. Dial into the bentonprint.com phone line.
Call into the show.
The bentonprint.com phone line. These are the owners of the attic.shop. We trust this company. It's not some new, company that I'm saying, hey, just go try them out. Benton Print. Benton Print is somebody you trust, somebody you love, because you love the attic.shop, don't you? Attic.shop will be giving away a hoodie on behalf of Benton Print and the Attic. So we're going to give away this yellow spider hoodie this month. Details to come. We still got some time left. We'll probably give it away on Halloween. My instructions to how to win it will be upcoming during an 8 p.m. show, probably this coming show tomorrow. So we'll be giving away one of those. But go visit Benton Print if you guys need, bentonprint.com if you guys need any sort of, I don't think the phone lines are open yet. I'm sorry. Let me open them right now. If you need some sort of mass printing, business printing, whatever the case may be. Trade Amon-Ra, Vidal, Dart for Gibbs and Scary Terry. Give me Gibbs and Scary Terry all day long. Scary Terry will be back too. So it doesn't necessarily mean he'll be back today, but he will be back. So know that. Brees, Bowers. Okay, phone lines are open. I got JT, Warren, Dowdle, Brees for Bowers. I'd rather have Bowers. I do think Bowers bounces back. So I'm going to say go get Bowers. I think that, look, Brees is an intriguing prospect, sure, but he's also pretty risky. Bowers, I think, is going to be pretty damn safe once he's back. All right, let me get you. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. Just hit mute if you don't mind. Andy Joe, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Just hit mute. And 951, mute yourself. I'll be right with you. Please hit that mute button. Turn down any background noise if you could. This one here from Chase. Appreciate you, Chase, bringing the thunder here. 10-man PPR trade ideas. I'd probably say getting rid of... I like your team. Maybe getting rid of Vidal. You got... Oh, Hunter Henry. Vidal, Hampton, and Sutton for one monster. Vidal, Hampton, Sutton to go get some sort of... You know, JJ's hard to get, but he's probably the easiest to get because people doubt his situation so much. Sometimes when I rank JJ like in the top 14 overall players, people are like, you can't like JJ this year. So it's hard to know. That might sound like a crazy, you can't do that. I've seen it happen. Like Sutton and those two running backs, Vidal and Hampton, could easily get a JJ, could easily get a Rice. It just, the owner of that individual or Nico would have to be down on that player. Past that, I don't know. You could go after a Derrick Henry. You could go after Barkley using that combo as well. I'd certainly swap out Sutton and Debo if Debo can get you more. But I think that's the package that I'm sending out to everybody. Just one offer after the other. All right, Travis, you're live.
Hey, would you trade Dowdle and BTJ for London?
Dowdle and BTJ for London. Yes, I would. I think that other owner is not getting screwed, though. Dowdle and BTJ is a nice return if they need it. But I think if I'm in any sort of, not even surplus, but like it doesn't put me in a weird spot where I'm starting some scrub like Michael Wilson Jr. for the Cardinals wide receiver. Like if I'd rather have London overall because London's a monster. But this is it also depends on Dowdle. If Dowdle stays the starter all year and he plays like ETN's been playing all year or Javonte, and you know, I'm not saying Dowdle's been playing better than them, but I'm saying if he reverts to like a Javonte or ETN value, which is where a starter would be normally against normal defenses, Dowdle played two very, very easy defenses, then I think the Dowdle BTJ side could win, but it would need that to win or to even be even. Yeah. London's going to be better in my opinion, but anything can happen. London could get hurt. Penix could get hurt. Who knows?
What do you think? What do you think the chances of re-injury for Chuba is? It being a calf injury.
How many weeks has he been out now?
I think just two.
Calf injuries are one of the highest recidivism rates. They're awful.
Right.
I had calf injuries for over a year. And it just, you think it's fine, you're running, and then boom, it just tightens up, and then you're done. Once the calf pulls again, you're done. You're done for weeks. There's no like 2 weeks from now I'll go run. No, you're done. You're absolutely done. So it's high. The re-injury risk is high, and he's watching his job getting taken from him, so he's rushing. He's rushing.
That's
back.
what I was gonna say.
So Dowdle's kind of crap. Like, well, I was going to talk about that tomorrow. Because there's a couple players I'm going to talk about: Bucky, Buka, Burden, Otten, Myers, and I'm erasing this slowly. I got to rewrite it. Buka before it gets totally erased. Bucky, Otten, Myers. Damn it! I erased one of them. I can't read one of them now. And then Dowdle. I forget who it was. But Dowdle, just because of that idea that, like, if you need a gamble, he's not the safest player. He's not. But he's got so much upside. It's one of those players you ask the question, is it riskier to doubt him or to believe in him? Because we're at the point now where both buckets are on each side of that scale aren't lightweight buckets. They're both super heavy, super full. Dowdle is either going to make you wish you never doubted him. You doubted him, and he's going to prove you wrong, and he's proved me wrong, or he's going to absolutely not be there for you. But they're so extreme. So if you need a gamble and you're not going to win it unless you take a big fat swing, and you could trade a London for a Dowdle and BTJ, then it's a decent swing. I would probably just say, I wonder if you could get like a different receiver. I don't know if he's got somebody like, he probably doesn't, but like a St. Brown would be, or not a St. Brown. What wide receiver is slightly above BTJ, but below London? I don't know. It's pretty close. BTJ is pretty much right there.
Yeah, they're pretty close to each other.
Yeah, you know what? I'll say this. Give me London.
Yeah, right there.
But if I need a change, if I'm losing with London and nothing's significantly different, I'm not getting Rice back or Lamb or Bucky back or whatever. If this is like my team is losing with London, how the hell am I going to win with them? So you can make a gamble, a calculated gamble. I'd probably ask for a little bit more if I could.
All right. And what about if you take London out? Would you do Dowdle and BTJ for Saquon?
I'd rather have Dowdle and
holding off on
BTJ
that?
over Saquon. Because even if Dowdle fails, he's failing to what, 50% workload? He's like Charbonnet.
Well, that's what I was talking with someone about earlier today. You know, even if it's a 50% workload, and even if it's like 40 or
You're getting
50% of
12
the
points.
output that he's been putting out.
Yeah, you're getting 10 to 12 points a game.
Player.
Real quick, hold on 1 second, Travis. Chase Brown and Kittle for Genty. I would take Genty. I have Dak, running backs, Kyron. So Kyron, Genty. You'd have Lamb, Buka, Dunze, Worthy. You'd still have Fannin. Yes, I would 100% make that trade. Nice job. All right, Travis, hang tight real quickly. Let me swing on around the phone line. We got a full phone line here. Let me go over to Indy Joe, then over to 951, then over to 417. So Indy Joe, you're first. Everybody else, please stay muted. Go ahead, Indy Joe, you're live.
Appreciate it, Smitty. Real quick, so hypothetically speaking, if you are a Jahmyr Gibbs owner and you are 3-3, would you do this trade? Would you accept Kyron Williams and BTJ for Jahmyr Gibbs?
That's such a BTJ. It's such a close one to the other one. It's a lot.
And if not, what would take the?
I don't know why this is
what would
such a
put the cherry on
confusing.
top
I don't know
of
why
that
this is
trade
such
to
a
go
confusing
through?
question to people. Whenever I ask it, no one ever understands it. I don't understand. If you were to keep
Take
if
Jahmyr
you were to
Gibbs.
keep Gibbs, what wide receivers in your lineup that BTJ would be replacing? Why is this such a complicated question for people?
Okay. How can I
Just
simplify it
answer
for you
it.
real quick?
Like,
What player
yeah,
leave your lineup?
but I feel like
What do
rewording
you got?
it
So
isn't
I
even
have
necessary. I
Kyron
just don't
Williams.
understand why no one understands the question. Is it a bad question? But because no one ever gets it. It's like, okay,
I
well,
don't
if
know.
you keep Gibbs, who's sitting here in the lineup? Because BTJ is going into your wide receiver spot somewhere. So who's
Quentin Johnson. Quentin Johnson would be replaced with BTJ, and then Kyron would replace Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, I know.
So
I
if
know
you were the owner
Kyron
of
and
Jahmyr
Gibbs would
Gibbs, would you
swap.
do
That's
that
easy
trade,
to
or
understand. But
you-
I'm saying what makes me understand whether this trade works for you is knowing who your other player is going to be if you don't make the trade.
No. So my players would be London and Rice.
Yeah, but
as my
it's gonna
starting
be-
receivers,
it's gonna
and
be
then
Quentin-
I'd have Jahmyr
But
Gibbs,
again, that
Genty,
doesn't matter.
and
It's
then,
irrelevant. It's going to be Quentin Johnson versus BTJ. That's the main information that we need. I would probably say if you believe Kyron's going to continue, to do what he's doing, which is phenomenal work, and he looks fantastic. I think, and if you believe BTJ is going to be at least a top 10 wide receiver, which he looks like he's been the last 2 weeks, then I would go for it. I don't know that I would do it because I love Gibbs so much, but honestly, man, I mean, this could be really good for you. It could be really bad for you. It all depends on.
I've got I have Igbuka on the bench, and then Quinshon Judkins as well.
Quinshon Judkins on the bench.
Yeah.
Can't you just trade him for a wide receiver? Can't you trade him for BTJ and something? Like, why do we got to trade Gibbs then?
To be honest, I'm on the Kyron Williams and BTJ side where I would be trading those two guys away to get Gibbs. Like, I want to acquire Gibbs. I'm very high on Gibbs, and I think he's going to be a freaking
I feel like
monster,
that's not okay. I must have heard you wrong, but I feel like that's not the way it was going. Okay. So you're definitely going to get, especially if you have Quinshon Judkins, go get Gibbs, and then if you can't start Judkins in a flex spot or whatever, then trade him for a wide receiver that's equivalent to a BTJ. So yeah, I would probably consolidate.
So if the owner of Jahmyr Gibbs does not accept my initial trade of Kyron Williams and BTJ to get the deal done, would you trade away Quinshon?
Add him to the package like he's some scrub?
No way.
No? Yeah, okay. I just love Gibbs, man. I just think,
Finish
he's a
him.
guy that can go off 40 points. I mean,
Call terminated.
Any given week and multiple weeks in a row.
Not on my watch. You came in a little.
There's a whole replacing thing in the.
Yeah, he came in a little confusing on that one, and then I'm like, who do you keep if you don't? And then he's like, Quinn. Then it's gonna be Johnston, and I don't know. Maybe we misunderstood him, but I'm pretty sure it was said in a weird way. But anyway, you got hung up on not because of that. You got hung up on because you wanted to throw Judkins in like he was a piece of candy. Like you're leaving Olive Garden and there's a mint sitting there. It's like, why don't I just leave Judkins in the bowl? 951, you're live.
Okay, Smitty. So I got offered JT and Odunze for Jamal.
JT and Odunze are going to you.
Yes. I'm not like the other guy. They're going to me. I'm losing Jamar Chase.
Okay. Odunze is what you're getting for. Let me get Garrett Wilson. He's confusing matters here. For Jamar Chase. All right. So same question to you. If you keep Jamar Chase, what running back or player is remaining in your lineup?
I don't know how to respond to that, and the question makes no sense. Like, honestly.
Am I wrong here? And I don't want to reword it because to me it makes complete sense. You're trading away Jamar Chase. You're getting JT and Odunze. Odunze's replacing Jamar Chase. JT is replacing somebody in your lineup. I mean, how is...
Okay, it's going to be either... Okay, I get it. I understand now. It clicked. Bill or Brees, either one of the two. That's who would be getting benched.
This is a close one. This is a damn close.
What's making me think about it though is that my other two receivers are Rice and Lamb, and Rice, Lamb, and Chase all have the same bye week.
Yeah, but maybe you take
really
one L instead of bleeding out multiple weeks and taking 2 L's over them.
Yeah, I'm 3-3. It's like not the worst thing, but
I don't know. This is
on the edge.
Your starting running backs are Bill and Brees.
Yeah, I don't like it right now. I feel like I'll be good at running back in like 4 weeks because I have Marks and
I
Henry on the bench,
I would probably,
one of them will
I would
break out.
probably say,
And then,
Chad. I don't know if you agree with me, but I would probably say take JT and Adunze. What we got to keep in mind right now is Jamar Chase isn't going to do this every week, and you got those points. Those points are on your roster, bro. No one's getting points. You're getting them.
Yeah.
Adunze could not beat him out, but rival Chase many weeks, and you're getting JT. And honestly, before tonight, everyone and their mother would take JT over Jamar Chase before tonight. Guaranteed. And I think some people still might. So, you know what?
Yeah.
Even out your running back room, you still have amazing wide receivers. Adunze's bye week free. You're 3-3. You could use the extra bye week free player. I think JT and Adunze for you is the best move.
All right.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Wait, really quick. Also, I have a request. Once in a while, could you bring back the old background music? Because that
Which
was
one's
like
that?
peak.
Is it this one?
Oh yeah.
The one that goes. Ba, 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 ba. You know that
This one right here?
I can't hear it. I'm on a phone call.
Okay, let me put
maybe.
it. Let me put it up real quick. Hold on here. Tell me if this is what you like. Tell me if this is what you like jamming to. Here. Let's see. Can you guys hear that? You don't?
I don't hear it.
No.
Hold on.
Nah.
So you can't hear any music right now? I know you guys.
No,
you guys
never
can't
have.
probably on the call, but in the chat, you guys. All right, everybody on the phone line, be quiet real quick. Can you guys hear it in the chat? Okay, so go listen to that. Go replay it in real quick. Put me on mute. Tell me if that's.
I think it was different music. There was a different song they used to play. Maybe it's a song.
Try listening to that. See if that's the music. I can't hear anything, says John. How do you not hear anything? Let's see here. Okay, how about this? So good. 30. All right. So put me on. It's not this one?
No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't that one. It went da 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 da.
Oh, okay. Okay, hold on.
Like back before. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about?
Hold on.
That's my jam, Smitty. That's my jam.
That one?
Well, let me listen to it.
I think that's it. That's it, Cam?
Yes,
Okay.
that one. That's the one.
We'll let it
That's
flow
my
for a
jam.
little while. We got a couple
good
bangers.
Thank you,
All
Steve.
right. Yeah, good call.
Oh.
We have been rolling with something for a little while. Let's see which one is this. Let's put it on this. Let's put it on. All right, hold on. All right, tell me, is that too loud or is that good tone? Some people hate music. They're like, take the music off or I'll stop watching. See ya. Tell me if that's a good level. Is that too high, too low? Someone says they want the Scat Man song in the background the entire show. I can't blame them. All right, got to roll, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for the call. What was your name again? 951?
Yeah,
What's your name again?
thanks for the help.
All right, Alex. Go
Alex.
get him, pal. Later.
Alex.
All right, last caller,
All right.
417. You're live.
Yo, Smitty, this is Ricky. Just calling in, just your check again, because I have the Lamb trade offer and Baker on my inbox right now, so I just want to double check before I accept. The deal is me giving away Jacobs, BTJ, and I'll be getting Lamb, Baker.
Jacobs.
and
Hold on.
BTJ.
Jacobs, BTJ.
Irrelevant.
Okay, I lowered the volume there. Is that good right there? Okay, someone says perfect. All right, Jacobs and BTJ for who?
For CD Lamb
Lamb.
and Baker.
Oh, this
I'll
is
be
the one you
giving
keep
away
asking
Jacobs
repetitively.
and BTJ. Yeah. I'm just telling you. That
Okay.
I have it on
All right, let's get a final group
Double check.
vote on this one. He's asking this like 5 times a day.
Yeah, it's been sitting in my button box since 4:30.
All right,
Since 4:30.
Jacobs, BTJ, or Lamb and Baker. Your quarterback is Herbo, though. Okay, right? So riddle me this: if you end up making, and you have Lamb and Baker now, right? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I would be
So
betting on
if
Baker.
you
I have
if
quarterback,
you end up
Jacobs,
starting Lamb over BTJ because you make this trade, what running back will you be inserting into your lineup now that you're losing Jacobs?
I wouldn't be inserting any running backs. I would be staying with Genty and Bijan as the way it is. I'll just be inserting Lamb
Okay,
on the
then I
flex.
say do it. I say do it. You're in surplus mode. I say do it live. And then you get Baker as a starting quarterback over Herbo if you choose.
Well,
yeah.
I'll keep
Of course you could keep
I'll
him.
have both of those play matchup. And just the right receiver will be right now, and that I still have and Buka waiting on Buka.
Yeah,
for the
you're good,
bye
bro.
week
You're
for
good.
Lions.
All right.
That's it.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Can the chat, Travis, how's that volume? Can you hear it? Is it too low, too high? I want to make sure.
It sounded all right to me. When I checked the screen,
You could hear it. I thought you still there? Still there, Rick?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Ricky's creeping. Ricky, I might have went to sleep. Just had the phone line up, and you'd hear me snoring. All right, I don't snore. I don't think I snore. All right, Ricky, see you later, bro. I'm gonna hang up on you this time. Ricky's gonna creep there all night. Let's see here. Let me get these super chats out of the way real quick, Travis. I love that guy's like, that's my jam. He wants to, I do like this. I do like this music. We usually play this for the news show, but I did take it off recently, and so I can understand why.
Right.
But I try not to play the same one on every show, but I have been leaving it the same. Blank 499 from Ev. I think you dropped another one. So let me pull that one up. Appreciate you dropping 2 super chats here. Dak, Hendy, Swift, Rice, Kraft, Ladd, BTJ, Ridley, Tootin. Traded CMC. Okay, here we go. The moment of truth. Did he get enough? Is he listening to Smitty? And is he trading CMC for the right package? Or did he just goof up and not get enough? CMC and Waller. So you added somebody else. That's fine depending on what you got. And you're getting back Henry, Burrow, and Olave. Is this a dynasty? Henry, Burrow, and Olave. He didn't get enough. Ev, you didn't get enough. This is not what I'm telling you to do. First of all,
you could argue.
Yeah, Henry,
downgraded,
Olave,
actually.
and what is it? Burrow, who does?
Burrow.
Yeah, he's not gonna. I don't know what you're doing, bro. My instructions are really clear. You take CMC, you turn him into 2 pots of gold. You throw in an extra player, it better be just fodder. Otherwise, you're not listening. This needs to be, if you're going to do it for Henry, which I don't, Henry's not the sticking point necessarily, but you trade for Henry, this better be at least BTJ or Devontae Adams or something, or even higher than Adams, really. Ladd is, if you go Ladd, you almost need a safer running back than Henry. So if you go Ladd, it needs to be Judkins or Genty. This needs to be Judkins or Genty. Like, you didn't even get. I think Travis is right. I don't even think you got one player that equals Genty or one. Like, all your players don't equal Genty. All your players that you got don't equal Judkins. So I'm sorry, Ev. I appreciate you, and I don't mean to be so hard on you, but I feel like you gotta make sure, if anybody's trading McCaffrey out there, which I do recommend greatly, you get the right deal. And if you can't get the right deal, you keep shopping. You don't just take the highest bidder. $20 hauler from Dre. Dre, appreciate you. $20 hauler from Big P. Let's see here. 12-team PPR league. QB Mahomes, Achane, and JCM, Puka, JSN, Kittle, Flex, Hendy, bench, Woody, Gainwell. Don't have a lot on the bench. I obviously you're waiting on. Got an offer. CD, Lamb plus Judkins for Puka and Kittle. Woo! Yeah, you smashed that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You do that, you're back in the saddle, baby. Accept it 100%. I'd trade Debo for Kittle before. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, smash that trade. And do you have Fannin? Everybody on that watches my show is Fannin. Go pick up Fannin. You definitely got to do that trade, in my opinion. I love Puka, but he's injured. And he's missing at least the one game. Might just be the one game, but he's missing the one game. I could argue Lamb over Puka all day. I think someone could argue Puka over Lamb, and I'd understand that. But I would argue Lamb over Puka. Give me Judkins over Kittle by a country mile. Not to mention this helps you right now. And your team looks 10 times better after this is done. You still got JSN. You got Lamb. You've got now a running back like Judkins to go in there next to Achane, Mahomes. You got a league-winning squad. Nice job, bro. Smitty approved. Smitty approved.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Traded Chase for Rice straight up. Full PPR. I'm regretting it tonight. Well, of course you're regretting it tonight. I mean, how could you not? But, I mean, before the game, it was a very, very tough call. There was no, like, I did my top 12 overall rankings before kickoff. I dropped it this morning, and I had Rice ranked above Chase. I had Chase at the 11, 12, 13 range. But you didn't know that Flacco was going to look this polished in this game and looking very solid for the next month or so of football, month and a half football, however long it takes Joe Burrow to come back. Even if it's 10 more games or whatever, it's definitely feels like it's going to be okay, you know. And we didn't really have that same sense of security that we have now, so you can't kick yourself for it. Not to mention, let Rice go play this game. What if Rice has 2 touchdowns? What if Rice scores 7 points less than Jamar did, but outscores him the next 4 games? Like, it's a marathon, not a sprint. I think you're overthinking it when your player hasn't even played yet. So I think you're living in a world where the player you just traded is the only one you get to watch, so it feels painful. I have Bijan, Hendy, and Harvey. Traded Dowdle and Sharps for Judkins and Knight. Very, very much Smitty approved. Love that trade. Chuba and White to the team that has Bucky and Rico for Brees. Chuba and White for Brees. Yeah, I'd probably take that gamble because both Chuba and White might not be in full-time roles for Chuba. Maybe never gets it back, and White may only have it for a short period of time. And even though he's going to be, you know, Charbonnet useful, he's not necessarily White going to be getting the amount of work you're starting him into every week. JCM or Rico, short-term, long-term, I just take the gamble. Got Puka and Henry for Achane, Adunze, Bowers. I'm hyped. Puka and Henry. I could argue this is even. It'd be hard for me to justify one side over the other because Bowers comes back. This is 3 monsters on the Achane side. And Puka, if in the game, if healthy, if not in the locker room addressing a bloody face or a banged up knee or whatever, Puka is a top 5 overall player, and Henry could rebound. Not a lot to rebound, but could rebound. I would honestly say that I probably think it's near dead even. If I had to gamble on one side, I don't know. You know what? Honestly, I don't know. I'm wavering. It's that close. I don't know that one side can prove that they won it until the very, very end. Even like 2 weeks from now, it'll be a close situation. It really does come down to Bowers, though. Bowers can flip this thing on its side, or it can, even if Bowers struggles and does well, does well, Achane and Adunze can hang with Puka and Henry. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's really tough. Chat, what side do you like better? I honestly can't decide. It's really, really close. If I had to make a decision, I might lean toward the Achane side just because there's 3 players involved, and I think that's safer. But I don't think you should feel bad about the trade either. Trade Bucky and Ladd for Jahmyr Gibbs. I'd take Jahmyr Gibbs and run. Especially because, you don't know what's in store for Bucky. I'm hopeful, but Dak, Hendy, Rice, Swift, Kraft, Ladd, BTJ. Traded CMC and Waller, Dart for Henry, Burrow, Olave. Oh, I already did this one. I'm sorry, Evie. I wish I could give you a better response to that trade. Start, sit, trade 2 and 4. Nix, Fields, Gibbs, Dowdle, Sharbs, Tootin, Rice, Sutton, BTJ, McBride. Give Sutton, Dowdle for Chase Brown, K9, and Garrett Wilson. Give Sutton and Dowdle for Chase Brown, K9, Garrett Wilson. Number 2, Sutton, Dowdle, Sharbs for Mahomes and Adams. Mahomes and Adams by a lot. And that's, I don't really, the other one's kind of like, I don't know. I guess I would take the Chase Brown, K9, Wilson side, but I'm still worried a lot about it. So I'd probably be trying to flip those pieces again. But I love Mahomes and Adams. I'd take that and probably run. That's a real good side. But not to say Sutton and Dowdle are bad and Sharbs. I mean, if Sharbs gets into the lineup, it's a whole different argument. But Mahomes is a top 3 QB. Adams is a top 10 wide receiver, potentially. And especially right now, especially this week. But that's a good trade. All right, Travis, what else you got?
Just a couple quick points on the trade question, if you have time. Just a few things I've noticed with trade. I see a lot of people trying to get Kittle, which is fine. But if you have Kittle, see what you can get for him too. I see some people trading like a ton for Kittle, and there's still question marks around Kittle if you have to make just the situation. I think he'll get a ton of targets.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in trading Kittle away if I've got him, because Fannon's out there, and if he isn't out there, a lot of the people that watch this show have him. About 80% of everybody asks me a question, especially if there's a tight end trading away from their team. Fannon's almost 80-90% on the bench, and so Fannon is a good player to go all in on right now, while Njoku suffered a pretty serious knee injury that's going to keep him out a while. So
yeah, and I think you even go and get like a good player off the Tucker Kraft for Kittle in a lot of situations. I'd be happy with Kraft as my
player. Brian wants to know who to start, sit. Probably Nix, I suppose. Gibbs, your regular starters are going to always be Gibbs and Dowdle right now anyway. Rice, Sutton, BTJ are your regular 3 starters. McBride, I mean, there's nothing unusual here. I'm trading Quentin Johnston, and I go to the Walker owner and try and trade. I don't know if I acquire Walker, honestly. I just trade Sharbs to the Walker owner. Sharbs and honestly, I'm maybe trading McBride away the same way that we're trading Kittle away, just because I don't trust the Cardinals. It's not that I don't trust McBride, but I don't trust the Cardinals. And I'm not saying McBride's a fake emergence or anything, but I do think he has been very much a product of Kyler Murray unable to lock onto wide receivers and need that tight end as he scrambles outside the pocket, and McBride not scoring tons of touchdowns last year. And I know he scored one, and I know it feels like maybe that maybe is shifted, but I'd use it to my advantage to go get a player I love. And even if McBride continues to ball out, you're getting somebody you love, so to wash. But I think that's where I'd maybe move. So give Sutton and Dowdle. So Dowdle and Quentin Johnston for one player is definitely the package I'm trying to send off. Sutton and Dowdle. But yeah, Mahomes and Adams, I love that trade. That's it. That's an easy call. All right, what else you got, Travis?
Just the other thing was be careful trading for Swift. That's another one I see people giving up too much for Swift. Like, I think Swift is probably okay RB2 flex. He's not going to do that every week. You see a lot of people chase points where they go out, like Scat was one of them. You're going to pay way too much for Scat this week. know,
if Swift starts to have like a down couple weeks or something, which I'm not saying he necessarily will, the Bears before the trade deadline hits might be like, we got to get somebody in here or whatever. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying they're a team that I predict to be on the lookout for another talent. And if they could bring in somebody like Achane to throw footballs to and check down to, I'm not saying Swift wouldn't still be involved. Teams are going to look into that. Should I start Pacheco or Wandell Robinson? I don't know, bro. I guess Wandell in PPR. Anything else, Travis? Yeah.
You get time for one trade? I'll go. All right, so it would be trading away Hurts, Reese, ETN, and Tootin.
Hurts, Hall, ETN, and Tootin.
Yep, and Keenan Allen.
Okay.
In return, get Baker, Bucky, and Rashad
Baker,
White.
Bucky, White. Okay.
And Derrick Henry. Might even be able to get something smaller.
You said redraft or dynasty?
It's redraft. 6-point passing.
Honestly, I'd rather Baker than Hurts. But we could even just take that out in a way. And so if it was Bucky, Henry, and White for Hall, ETN, Tootin, Keenan Allen, I'm probably going to take this Bucky Henry side. So at the end of the day, I like this side more, but very arguable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think you could even say, as long as if Bucky comes back healthy, the Bucky White side might be safer than ETN Tootin right now. The way White's filled in. Also. All
right, later, bro.
Cheers, Smitty.
I got an offer here in a league. I get Puka. I send Buka and Kyron. No. I mean, I love Puka, but Kyron and Buka, come on. Ricky, you were trying to send me. Ricky sent me an offer, and I countered Ricky in the Wild Wild West League. We got Joe with a $20 hauler. Joe, appreciate you, young man. Is this Indy, Joe?
Super chat alert.
Joe, are you Indy, Joe? Simplify my question. Which lineup would you rather have? Knicks, Genty, Kyron, London, Rice, Tyler Warren, and BTJ? Or Knicks, Gibbs, Genty, London, Rice, Yeah, that's really simplifying it. Let me load up your brain on one side, load it up on the other. Which one's better? Okay, so Knicks is out. Why we don't even need to talk about Knicks, right? That's just an extra player we don't need to judge. So Genty, Gibbs, I'd rather have Gibbs. Kyron, and Genty's on that team too. So Kyron, what would it be? Kyron. You're really not making this simple, Joe. You're including. Okay, so it would be, let's take Genty out. Let's take Knicks out. So we have Kyron, London, Rice, BTJ, and Tyler Warren. And Kyron. And on the other side, you have Gibbs. Genty's out. London is out. He's on both sides. Rice is on both. Why we? Yeah, I mean, this is not making it. This is making it worse. Tyler Warren, and Ibuka. So Tyler Warren's out. So why didn't you just ask this question? Is this Indy Joe? It seems like it's Indy Joe. I mean, what a complicated question. Like, this is all you had to ask, right? Am I right? Did I right? Did I narrow it down? I think I did. Kyron and Gibbs versus BTJ Ibuka. I think that's what it is. Did I eliminate somebody that I shouldn't have eliminated? I mean, that would be simplifying it. You made it a whole damn equation, Joe. I'd rather have Gibbs and Kyron by a country mile. But I don't know if I ended up screwing it up trying to eliminate. My brain hurts. Let me simplify. Is this it? This has got to be Indy Joe. Damn Indy Joe. Appreciate you, Indy Joe. Indy Joe, appreciate you. That was a $20 hauler, by the way. So
Alert. Super chat alert.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Indy Joe wanted to throw Judkins in as a throw-in, and I hung up on him. And he still comes back and drops a $50 or a $20 hauler at him. Even while he's getting yelled at, he's dropping $20 haulers. Thank you, Indy Joe. Appreciate you for the brain teaser. Traded Chase Jacobs for Puka Judkins. Chase Jacobs. Ricky, if you're out there, Ricky, we were doing a trade. I sent you a counter. Chase Brown. I don't know if you saw it. Traded Chase and Jacobs, Jamar Chase and Jacobs for Puka Judkins before today, 6-0. I mean, look, you can't do anything about that. Puka's Puka. I think it's a very even trade. At this point, I would have liked your side before kickoff tonight, and now I think it's even. But that's the way fantasy football goes. But you certainly didn't get taken on the trade. It just feels like it tonight. You'll be fine. You'll be fine, my boy. It'll be okay. If I trade away Dowdle, I have no running back two unless I get Walker, Wilson, and Chase Brown trade. Can I flip that and get Derrick Henry, Mahomes, and Adams? I can flip that to get, yes, I would definitely love that Derrick Henry, Mahomes, and Adams. That would be unbelievable. But I agree. You gotta potentially make two moves. But can you flip that for Derrick Henry? If you can get Mahomes, Adams, and Henry, I really, really like your team. I really like your odds. And Derrick Henry probably will do pretty well. I think Derrick Henry will probably be a very safe player for you at this cost of entry. No one's asking you to go trade for Derrick Henry at first round value. So if he falls into the end zone 8 more times, kind of disappoints in the yardage department. He probably earns you what you got. Maybe you're not winning the league because of it, but maybe you're staying in the mix and your other players can win the league for you. You can crawl to the finish and win first place. Instead of if Derrick Henry rebounds to form, which I don't know that he will, but if he did, you wouldn't crawl to a first place finish. You would lambaste everybody. So even if Derrick Henry doesn't deliver old Derrick Henry numbers, you still can win with it. It's still good enough. So I definitely love the idea of getting all 3 of these guys. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate your super chat. Would I trade Achane for Gibbs? I would take Gibbs. But I think they're very good, very close. Very solid. Buka, London, JJ rank rest of season. Travis wants to know. Probably because of the injury to Buka and everything, you got to put him last, but it doesn't mean that he can't, once he's back, be number 1. But I'd probably say that I'm going London, and I did this in my ranking. I had London and JJ 1 and 2. Or not 1 and 2. I mean 1 and 2 from this group. I had it like this in my overall rankings. But once Buka's back and the bye week's over and everything, we might have a different ranking. Yep. Kevin, offer T and Pitts for Ladd. I would sell T Higgins off of this game in in a comfortable fashion like this get Lad, I'm fine with that. I could go either way though. I think anybody holding on to T isn't wrong. I think you definitely could get the better end of that trade on either side, like just with the wind blowing a little bit to the left or the right. It really is close, but I'd probably rather have Lad. Ricky says he sent a counter. My brother, I can't. It's for my brother, in my buddy league. Puka and Caleb Johnson, the running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember him? Still on his roster. And I give up Kyron and Ibuka. No. I like Puka, but no. I'm kind of in a surplus mode, though. I'll be honest. But in my running backs in this league, I've got Bijan, Kyron, and then my running. But yeah, actually, you know what? That actually, I've got a lot of players that I like Hendy, but they're not primetime ready yet. So I can't do that trade. Sorry there, pal. Let me go see what Ricky's counter offer was. Ricky sent me a counter. I mean, you sent me the same offer. Ricky, I sent you you sent me an offer. I rejected it and countered, and you just rejected it and then said you countered me. You sent me the original offer you just sent me that I countered. You're giving me Monty. Let's have the chat vote on it though. Monty and Lad, and this is in the Wild Wild West League where we are kind of all lacking depth. It's a 14-man league. No one's got any surplus of any kind. I'm giving up Judkins, and you're giving me Lad and Monty. But you just countered with your original offer. How is that a counter? Persistent Ricky. And don't feel pressured to do a trade on the show. You do it if you want to. I already said no to this one. I don't mind. It's not a horrible trade. It's not like you made an insulting offer, but I just would rather have Judkins. But I offered you Chase Brown instead. Chat, would you rather have Monty and Lad or Chase Brown, or is it even? If I'm giving him in a very dire straits, he needs a running back situation. And quite honestly, you know, I have hope that Chase Brown rebounds. I really do. 100 yards tonight. Didn't even get enough work that, you know, we don't know what he's going to look like with 15 carries a game. And they didn't even throw to him all that much. It was the Pittsburgh Steelers. It was a tough matchup. Game script was wild. So, you know, Chase Brown to me is a pretty decent side. Vote on this one. I sent him Chase Brown for his Monty Lad. Neither one of these guys are premier players. They're Lad I believe could be, but right now their values, I can buy Lad cheap. I'm not going to buy him high. And even though I believe in him, I do think he could be a low-end wide receiver one. There's no guarantee for it. And if Quentin Johnston comes back, there's a chance I'm wrong on that. Chase Brown has a potential to be a premier player. Ricky, I can't do this trade. Thank you though, bro. If you got a counter, let me know. I reject this trade. Yeah, I think Judkins is going to go crazy. And Ricky, if I was to make you, let me see if I can make a counter offer to Ricky. If I was to go get Judkins from you, or I'm sorry, if I was to give you Judkins, I just don't think you. I mean, if I'm giving up Judkins, I want Lamb somehow. What about Judkins and Debo? Wow, what about this one? How valuable is Judkins and Devontae Adams to you, Ricky? I could send you that for Lamb. Here, I'm going to send you this offer. I don't know. What do you guys think of this trade offer? Lamb and Monty for Judkins and Adams. Pretty good. I'll be honest. That's the kind of deal that I think is pretty damn fair. I mean, especially if you believe in Judkins. I'll let Ricky look at it. All right. Anything else, everybody? Appreciate you. I got 2 more super chats that just came flying in like Jamar Chase. Love Kyron, JCM Chase, Waddle, Henry, Tet, Worthy, Buka, Hampton, Hubbard, Darnold, Knight, best trade move. I'd probably say that this team is going to be hard to trade anybody away unless you're going to do some sort of, I think you kind of wait like Henry and Tet for Tet and Worthy for like one player, Igbuka and Tet, or Igbuka and Worthy for one better wide receiver, but because you're giving the extra player, somebody would take the weight on Igbuka. You could go Tet and Hampton, Tet and Worthy, Worthy and Hampton for one, bigger player like Barkley. You take a swing. I probably wait before I move on from Chase unless you get a hell of an offer. Like you get a Judkins and an Adams type player. Well, I'd say like Judkins and even like a Nico. I would require a lot. I would require the world. But you could go get 2 players for Jamar Chase right now if you wanted. If you think your team can't hang. But, I mean, Jamar Chase, Tet, Worthy, Buka, Henry, Hampton. It's a pretty good team. Try and shop Hampton and Worthy, Hampton and Tet right now for a Barkley, for a James Cook, for a Rashi Rice, for a Nico, for an injured, maybe you go after, I don't know. I guess you go after an injured Bucky, but you really can't wait anymore, can you? I mean, I would give up Ted or Worthy with Hampton for an injured Bucky, though. Because you're already kind of, I think you're already waiting on Hampton anyway. Go shop Jamar Chase around. See what the best offer you're going to get. If you can't win with them, you might as well entertain a offer you can't refuse. Jordan, thank you for the super chat. Gibbs, Vidal for Henry, Scat, JCM. Gibbs by a lot. Not even close. ETN or Vidal for my flex. T-Mac, ETN, Vidal. I'd probably go ETN. I'm not giving up on ETN yet. Indy Joe with another $20 hauler. When I considered adding Judkins to the deal, I was thinking about the stat over 80% of touchdowns coming from inside the 5-yard line. I'm not confident in the Browns producing TD opportunities rest of season. I mean, anything can happen. Trust your gut, but bro, Judkins is a really solid player. Thank you for the 20, by the way. Indy Joe.
Super chat alert.
Indy Joe to the moon. Trust your gut, Indy Joe, but I'm not messing around with that. G Money with a $20 hauler. G Money to the moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
G Money says, hey, Smitty, this team is 5-1, 12-man half PPR. Herbert, Rashee Rice, Tet, Igbuka, Judy, Godwin, JT, Judkins, Irving, Hendy, Haskins, Chubb, Ferguson. Any trades? I don't know if I keep recommending the same ideas on this one, so I'm sorry if any of these are replicated, but I definitely not trading Rashee Rice. I'm probably not trading JT or Judkins. I'd entertain trading Buka for the right player playing now, like Nico, JSN, obviously, JJ. Buka for JJ, probably hard to pull off straight up, but maybe you're throwing in a Ferguson and you're selling high on that situation. I certainly would use Ferguson to get a equal but healthy player for Bucky, or equal or healthy player for a Buka. So Bucky would be, I mean, you could even go Bucky and Ferguson for Henry or Barkley and something, but I want to get something with it if you're going to throw Ferguson in. But throwing Ferguson in would make it appealing to that other player potentially, because they're getting some now value and not waiting on Bucky, not waiting on Ibuka. Even if I had to throw Judy in, whatever, or Godwin in, I would do Tet and Bucky for one monster, or Tet and Bucky for Henry or Barkley and something. And I'm wanting to get J-Mo. I'm wanting to get a Lad or a J-Mo. Bucky Irving straight up for James Cook. I see people trading maybe Javonte and a receiver for Bucky. I think those are all possible. G Money. If you got any other like ideas that you're cooking up and you want to know if I like them, let me know. 4-2 Darnold, running backs Etienne, Dowdle, Hendy, Tootin, Puka, JSN, JJ, Rice, Adunze. Your wide receivers are off the hook. Kraft. Would you do Puka for London and May? Darnold's playing pretty well, but would I want May? Yeah, probably. But guys, is Puka? Is it too much to give Puka for London and May? I feel like London, with Puka missing at least a game, but there's some obscurity to that. There could be another game. It might not be who's back in one game. We don't really know. Is London and May worth it? Vote chat. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. I'm kind of okay with it. I'd also be very intrigued by moving Dowdle and let's call it, I mean, you got such good receivers. I would like to see a move Puka for just a running back, bro. Like Achane, you know, Genty and something. Go get Jahmyr Gibbs. Go give up Dowdle and Puka for Gibbs and a player. That's kind of where I would take this. I don't know that I'm just going and getting. Yeah, your receivers are so good. You can pull together two pieces. Lineup: Dak, May, Cook, Hall, Warren, Woody, Puka, Rice, Debo, Laporta, Fannin, 5-1 Neighbors owner. Sorry to hear that. What do you think available in the waiver wire? Booty's okay, but I don't know if I'm dropping anything. Your team's pretty solid, small lineup. I don't know. Pearsall and Booty are close. I mean, you could hang on to Pearsall a little longer, but I wouldn't be opposed to dropping Pearsall for Booty, honestly. Unless he's on IR, then you just keep him there. Like the team, maybe Drake May and Dak is a movable option for you. One of those quarterbacks, keep whichever one, trade the one that gets you the most value. So you're going to trade whichever quarterback with Hall for a safer running back like James Cook or somewhere around that range. Obviously, Achane would be amazing. Upgrade Debo using the quarterback. So quarterback and Debo to go get Nico, to go get JJ, to go get probably not JSN right now, but you could go toward those types of players pretty easily. BTJ would be interesting too, but you almost want to do a 2-for-2 at that point because I think BTJ's got a little you want to make sure you're buying them a little bit cheaply. $20 hauler from
Alert.
Ming.
Super chat alert.
Ming, appreciate you with the $20 wad. My boy, my team is 2-4, but has the most points scored in the league. May, JT, Kyron, ETN, Waddle. It's a good squad. But Bride just traded Sutton and JCM for a Monra. That's a smashing trade, bro. Also need to figure out who to sits between Waddle, Lad, and ETN. I'd probably say I'll rank them for you in case you need two of them. I'd say I'm starting ETN. He's produced so well this year. ETN, then for me it's Lad then Waddle, but it's very close. Love your trade. Chat, can we vote on ETN, Lad, Waddle? ETN, Lad, Waddle. Please rank ETN, Lad, and Waddle. I'll probably say Waddle third for me because I don't trust Tua. But I love Lad, but I love ETN. I'd probably go with ETN until he completely fails you. I just think he's done too well this year to give up on him for a couple bad game script matchup situations. JD5, Daniel Jones, Puka, Sutton, Ridley, Booty, Judkins, Hampton, Javonte, Michael Carter, and Kelsey. Recommendations 4 and 2. Looks like ETN's getting the vote, and then it looks like Lad's kind of coming in as a pretty consistent top 2 option there. Yeah, Lad, I'd say Lad is second at least. As far as this team right here goes, I don't know, man. This is a tough one. JD5, Daniel Jones. You could trade JD5 and roll with Daniel Jones and just try and beef up at other. Because I don't know that you're winning with JD5 anyway. No offense. So trade him away. Keep Puka. Keep Henry and Judkins. You're good. You just need one. I think you need like one thing. I don't know if chat you agree. Is he winning it? Maybe you could win it. Henry, Judkins, Javon. I didn't see Javonte there. I'll be honest. So maybe you could win it. Javonte, Puka, Sutton. You know what? Yeah, screw what I just said. I'm sorry. I didn't see Javonte. First of all, you listed Javonte. This is part of the problem, Saul, is I stop looking when I get to injured Hampton, who's helping you 0, and you have Javonte listed after him. Like, do your team a little bit of a respectful ranking and order these guys accordingly. I mean, goodness gracious, my man. Javonte's only been playing like a top 5 running back. You got him listed below a man that's out for maybe this season. We don't know. Let's trade Javonte, though, if we can, for a wide receiver. Or we just say, you know what, I'm fine. If you only start 2 wide receivers, I'm fine starting Puka and Sutton on the long term. But because Puka's out, you're trying to get wins. I don't mind sitting on Sutton and Booty for this week, or Golden, whatever. And you've got Judkins, Henry, and Javonte. Maybe you're trading Hampton and Sutton. Maybe you're keeping Javonte in the flex spot. Hampton and Sutton for Adams. Hampton and Sutton for Lad. Hampton and Sutton for BTJ. If you can't pull that off, then I do start getting Javonte involved to go get an equal wide receiver. Would you move Judkins, Sutton for Henry and Terry? This is a $20 hauler. I appreciate you. Would I move Judkins? Would I move Judkins, Sutton for Henry and Terry? I'd rather have, it's very close, I'd rather have the Judkins side. But if you want to take a gamble and a risk, I don't mind you going after Henry if you believe in him. I think it's pretty close. So go with your gut. I would lean Judkins barely. It's almost a dead even trade. $20 hauler from Indy Joe.
Alert. Super.
Indy Joe, appreciate you. A little more food for thought. When a QB takes a sack on a drive, there's a chance of scoring a TD during that drive is less than 7%. Gabriel is not helping Judkins like Flacco and Sanders would. Just a gut feeling. I don't know. I think you're getting too much in your bag of tricks, though, Indy Joe. You're trying to dislike Judkins. This is a second, and I appreciate you. I appreciate your $20 hauler. Indy Joe stock is back on the rise, by the way.
On the rise.
But I think you're really going out of your way to diminish Judkins. I get what you're saying, but this is a player that in an offense where he's just going to rip off some big runs. And the game script is going to be such that I think if they start throwing to him more, maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's why he's going to get 12 carries and we're going to have frustrating games. That I could get behind in terms of argument against him, but I still think the guy's hungry. I still think that this team is going to want to run the damn ball in the beginning of the game. And I think at the end of the day, he's going to be really, really solid. He's not a throw-in. Could I get behind, like in the previous trade, getting Henry and taking that gamble? I think I could. I think it's probably one of those situations where if I've got two. So Judkins is enough of a question mark because of his team and situation that I would probably hedge on it. So I'm not sold on Judkins being the end all be all, but I'm certainly not trying to justify why he's a throw-in though, Joe. Like I get why these percentages and things you're throwing at me make him not as attractive as maybe Genty or Achane or maybe Henry if he bounces back, but that doesn't make him not a top 15 player. Like he's a top 15 overall player, Judkins. If you're drafting over today, he's going in the top maybe 15 to 20. Start one QB and one running back, Hurts or Caleb. I'm going to go Hurts without question. And I still try and trade him, though, on the high. Scattaboo or Swift. I know Swift had a big game, but I'm probably going to go Scat. You're not crazy to go Swift. He's definitely a good start, but I'm going to go Scat all day long. Scat for me. Why is Joe writing off Judkins? I don't know. He's trying to justify when he's on the phone call. I hung up on him because he said, "What if I threw Judkins in?" And it was a pretty, I believe it was a pretty even deal. I kind of forget what the overall deal was at this moment, but it was a pretty even deal. And he was like, "What if I throw Judkins in?" And we hung up on him. And he's trying to justify that Judkins is not as somebody you should believe in as much. And it doesn't change the fact that, like, Joe, even if you end up being right, I'm not saying you're crazy for being like, I'm going to predict Judkins fails. The fair market value for Judkins is a top 20 overall pick if you're drafting today. So the equivalent trade value, you're throwing it away. You can't throw it away. If I told you that this check that I'm handing you or this bond or whatever, this stock is worth $500 per share, you don't just say, I don't think it'll be worth, it's going to be worth $100 a share in like 5 weeks from now. You might be right, but you don't just throw currently $500 in stock into a trade. You might get rid of it before it plummets, but you got to get the $500 worth. You're just throwing them in because you think it will be worthless later. You got to take advantage of it. And I like Judkins. I think he'll be fine. But, there is some concern with his offense, but that's why he's not number 5 overall, where he probably could be if he was on the right offense. But the Browns are a concern for sure. You're not wrong there. But man, Jamar Chase had a day. All right, guys, I will see you all. I believe there's no more super chats. Anybody want to sponsor a video, you drop $100 holler, you get put on any video you want, and every time we play it, your name is shown on it. Man, we had a good Thursday game. I don't think any of us were expecting to have 4 touchdowns for Aaron Rodgers and 3 touchdowns and 300 yards from Joe Flacco. I mean, 7 passing touchdowns out of the 2 40-year-old quarterbacks. I don't think anybody thought they were going to see that. Guys, don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. It's a live chat 365.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new and wipe your feet at the door.
Yeah, hit the subscribe button as well. But go over to the live chat Patreon. Here's the link for it. If anybody wants to join the Patreon, it's 24/7, 365 live chatting. It's a fantastic, amazing place to be. Let me click. Actually, click that link there. And then if anybody wants to go get their gunners, like your boy Smitty, the ones that I'm wearing right now, let me grab that link and paste that link into the live chat. It's also in the description of the video, and it's also pinned in the live chat. But get blue light blocking gunners right here, like your boy Smitty. I just dropped the link. Use that. That link will get you 15% off. And the gunners are right here at the gunner rack. We'll hit the button here. don't know why the music didn't play on this. What is going on here? Why is that not playing? I don't know where the music went for this. I don't know. Anyway, Gunner, there's supposed to be music and an intro. I'll have to restart my computer, I think. But Gunner's 15% off. This is the Gunner rack here. These are the Witchers that I've been wearing the entire, most of the show. The Witchers are a little bit bigger frame, but they're awesome. They're aviators. They're from the TV show Witcher. You can see like on the side, there's like a design on the side too. Let me see if I can show you that. They're awesome. These are awesome Gunners. But we also have the Fallout. The Fallout are pretty awesome. These are like, they're almost like a goggle in a way, like a gaming goggle, but they're just a little bit thicker. Not that much. You don't even notice. Somebody straight on would have no idea there's a little bit of thickness to them. But the Gunners are phenomenal. Amazing. Appreciate you. I don't know what's going on with the audio. Oh, I know why. Let me see here. I don't know what's going on. I think I fixed it. What the hell's going on here? My screen is completely locked up. All right, now maybe it should work. Let's see now. Come on.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
Code Smitty. Here's the link one more time. Get your blue light blocking glasses like your boy. And there's nothing like blue light blocking glasses. They're fantastic. They calm you down. Eye strain's gone. I used to get migraines all the time. People wonder why I wear sunglasses indoors. It's because I'm in a light box. I've got screens all over. It's white light, blue light. There's light all over. And the blue light blocking and the sunglasses work for me. But I do wear the amber color Witcher glasses as well, which are right over at the Gunner station. Let's go try them on. Let's go try them on.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
These are the Witcher, again, the leather sides. These are the amber yellow. So these are awesome. I love these. I want to get the darker amber color, you know, like the other darker amber that I wear. But these Witchers are pretty badass as well. I traded Chase Brown for Rico Dowdle. I'm fine with that. Look, there's gambles on both sides of that. And Rico deserves a little look-see-poo on that. I don't mind that at all. I'm fine either way. I like Chase Brown, but I also like Rico. I think Rico's a fine bet. Traded Diggs for Waymo. For JMO, I'd rather have JMO, honestly. I might be in the minority there. I don't really know what the market value is for JMO, to be honest. But I'd rather have JMO. Traded Sharps, McBride, Adams, and Kyron for JMO, Ertz, Chuba, and Gibbs. Wow, okay. Sharps, McBride, Adams, and Kyron. That's a lot for Gibbs, Chuba, Ertz, and JMO. I don't know. Chat, can we get a vote on this one? Can we get a vote on this one, please? Gibbs side, I got one vote on the Gibbs side. Trade Shards, McBride, Adams, and Kyron for JMO, Ertz, Chuba, and Gibbs. Gibbs side. Yeah, the Gunner blue light. I mean, your eyes are getting strained as hell with the blue light on TVs. People don't even realize this strain, the eye strain they get, the eye health, the longevity of your eyes by wearing blue light blocking glasses. Like, it's no joke. I don't wear these sunglasses all the time for the fun of it. I mean, they kind of become you know, the vibe here, certainly. But, you know, so I like that. I'm not changing it necessarily, but I do like switching them out for the amber and yellow. The yellow color is pretty good too. Chiron side. Stay put. Chiron side. Chiron side. Chiron side. Chiron side. Looks like Chiron's winning the vote, bro. Traded Sharps, McBride. So you already did this? You already did this trade, so we're not really, you're just wanting to know if we rate it. Look, I'm struggling rating it, but I would say Chiron's side does feel like it has a little more talent. You know, like Chiron versus Gibbs is not that crazy. I definitely take Gibbs over him, but the fact that you could literally sit here and go, is there a world where Chiron outscores Gibbs? Sure. We probably don't live in that world, but a world might, a Spider-Verse could exist of that. And then you're talking about Chuba, JMO, and Ertz versus the rest of it. McBride, Adams, and McBride, Adams, and Sharps. I mean, that's a lot. I'd probably say that the Adams side has more value than the Chiron side too. I agree with the chat. But it's not like, you know, it's not like I had to look at it. I had to analyze it. It's close enough. Yeah, guys, go get you some Gunner. I'm telling you. The Gunner glasses are phenomenal. If there was anything in the studio that I love the most inside my studio, I would say it's my rack of Gunner glasses. By far and away, it's my most favorite part of my studio, truly. Other than, like, you know, the computers, if I'm trying to evaluate like costs of things, but like if I look at all the gadgets and things I have in here, you know, all the different things, speakers, all the little things I have in here, I'd have to say the most enjoyable part of my day is choosing at the Gunner rack what pair of glasses I want to put on.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
And not to dismiss the old school, original OG Mavericks that your boy wore for years before I ever got in contact with Gunner. Gunner reached out to me and said, you know, we noticed you wear them. We'd love to be a part of the show. I'd reached out to them prior, not hearing back from them. I'm like, hey, I want to promote you guys. I love your product. I'd love to do something. And I wore these for, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years, maybe 3 years, maybe 4. I don't know. I've wore these for a while. These are the OGs. These are the only pair that I had for a long time. And these are Mavericks. These are the original blue light blocking sunglasses that I bought for my migraines and eye strain, sitting in this light box that I sit in of blue light and white and bright neon light and blue lights. And so I got these and my headaches went away. And then I went ahead and got the other pair of blue light blocking glasses.
The Gunner Player of the Week.
Brought to you by Gunner.com.
These were the second edition. They're slightly different. They're also Mavericks, but they have a little bit of a different shape. And these are the Maverick Chrome. And so these are the only 2 blue light blocking Gunners that I had until they sent me the rack right there, which is phenomenal. There's other ones I want to try. There's a few of there that don't fit my head perfectly, and I love to get a different pair. I love to have these in like a amber, like a an orange, dark orange amber. I love to have the Fallout in a dark orange amber lens, and I love to have the clicks in a dark orange amber lens. Maybe the light yellow amber lens and the clicks would be pretty good too. Clicks are probably my favorite, but these are also the second pair of the OG that I love. That link for the Gunner glasses again is right here. Get Gunner blue light glasses. All right, I'll see you guys all over on the Patreon. Don't forget, play 5, get $100 on Underdog. Play 5, get 100. Here's the link if anybody wants to draft or do pick'ems for week number 7, hit this link right here. I'll have some hires and lowers that I like. Hit that link right there to play underdog. I'll have some hires and lowers tomorrow night probably. So I'll see you guys all there. And don't forget, we got one more super chat real quickly. Don't forget, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. Specifically live after any games end. I have Bowers, Rice, Buka, Ladd, and Saquon, says Lewis. I have Bowers, Rice, Buka, Ladd, Saquon. I don't know what that is. That reference to another chat? Everything's got to be self-contained, Lewis. I have no idea what this means. I have Bowers, Rice, Buka, Ladd, and Saquon. If you send another super chat, I have no clue, because in one ear and out the other, this stuff. Traded. I think we did another trade, right? Or it's super good call. Oh, with that one that we weighed, that one trade we just weighed out. Yeah. So Bowers, Rice, Buka, Ladd, and Saquon, and then you've got Gibbs. So Gibbs, JMO. So you got Gibbs and Saquon, Bowers, Buka, Rice, and Ladd. Your team's still very good. I mean, like, I still think your team can win it all. Yeah, look, surpluses happen, bro. Silver Rapture. Silver Rapture's been here longer than I've wore any of these glasses. See you all tomorrow. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, E111. Thank you, Blue Romeo. Thank you, Captain. Thank you, Caps. Caps is a OG here. Cajun, appreciate you. Ed, thank you, Ed. Thank you, Casey. Birdman. Cajun to the moon. Silver Rapture to the moon. Shane O to the moon. Meet the Vike to the moon. Or Mike the Vike, sorry. Mike the Vike. Z, appreciate you. Taylor, Samson, appreciate you. E111, Nady. Farley, appreciate you. KL for life, appreciate you. Lewis, thank you, pal. Aldi, see you later, Aldi. Travis, Indy Joe, thank you. Travis, Space Ricky, Blackbeard, Vampy, Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, Space Ricky, Sick Nasty. Why am I forgetting? I can't ever list everybody for some reason. I always have a problem. Let's see. If I do it in order, it's that I normally say it. Travis, Sick Nasty, Blackbeard, Space Ricky. Who am I missing? Who am I missing, damn it? DeBalt. Am I missing somebody else? DeBalt, Space Ricky, Blackbeard, Sick Nasty, Travis, Vampy. I don't know. Johnny, we'll see you later. Johnny, you're not a mod. I'm listing the mods off. But Johnny, too. Johnny, appreciate you. Terry Roberts. We haven't seen Terry in a long time, though. Can we see the waiver wire board? I don't even know if it's the same anymore, bro. There's so many changes that have happened, and I don't really think it's updated. So I'm not sure that it's going to really apply. All right, see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Rashad White or ETN. Anything can happen. Trust your gut. Dose!